Hello, guys. How are we doing? How's everybody? Who do we got in here? Hey, everybody. Katie, to Boston's mom, Meg29, Katie, Vintage, Kitty May, Teresa, Shorty, Robin, Katie, ICU, Teresa, Mel, our honey, Kitty May 98, Robin, Teresa, Shorty, Jersey. How's everybody doing? Amanda, everybody good? Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a long one, to say the least, but everything went well this morning with my husband's procedure, so that's good. So yeah, first live. Thank you for joining us. Sheets and giggles. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Cinnamon. I'm excellent to Boston's mom. How are you? Hello, September and Sun. Teresa. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about a few different things, but there has been a bit of an update on the case with little Serenity. So Abby, I always call her Allie. Abby and Dakota they had a court appearance. So you get to actually hear their voice. Thank you, Shay. Appreciate it. We get to hear their voice, not much, but we do get to hear their voice. Also, anyone in the Kentucky area, there will be a visual for Little Serenity this Sunday. I don't want to tell you the exact time. I think it's like 7 p.m. I think it's something at that time. So if anyone, yeah, Danielle, I know. But if anyone wants to attend, the more the merrier. Yeah, for support. The community needs all the support they can get. So then we're going to talk about some other cases as well. Oh, good. Do you live close by, Izzy? Oh, Kim's on it. Kim, you got a lead foot today. I agree. So, there is a couple new articles out along with video. And let me share them. So I'm just another thing off the topic. Hey, lovey bugs, drive safe. That's the main thing. Your precious cargo, so you have to drive safe. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. What was I going to say? Oh, I am probably going to be changing my streaming service from StreamYard to Melon. It's a newer type of platform, so there may be a little bit of the people who come on panel, but it'll still be very easy, I'm sure. It's got a little bit more features and it costs less, so works for me. Well, hopefully. I'm not getting rid of my StreamYard yet until I know it works good, but that's for another day. Hey, Sarah, so good to see you. Yes, Allie still isn't wearing her glasses. I'm sure somebody knocked them off of her face. In person. I'm just saying. No. I don't know. That's very interesting why she doesn't have her glasses. Probably Dakota did it. That's right. So let's look into this. Let's dig a little deeper and see what we got. So it's this is credit goes to WDRB News. Mother of missing 4-year-old Kentucky girl and her boyfriend appear in court. So they're probably starting to get detoxed, I'm sure by now. I'm sure they're probably all done from detoxing since they were in the Kansas City, I don't know if it's Kansas City, a Kansas jail. So we got Louisville, Kentucky. The mother of a missing 4-year-old Kentucky girl who was found dead last week faced a judge on Tuesday. Police found Serenity McKinney's body in a wooded area of West Point near the Jefferson County, Bullitt County line on Friday, February 18th, weeks after her grandparents reported her missing. So we'll play this video.
It's Mike, the mother of a missing 4-year-old girl who was found dead last week, appears in court. Police found Serenity McKinney's body near the Jefferson County, Bullitt County line on Friday, weeks after her grandparents reported her missing. WDRB's Darby Bean was in court today as Serenity's mother faced a judge.
Serenity's mom, Catherine McKinney, and her mom's boyfriend, Dakota Hill, are both in the Shelby County Jail. Tuesday afternoon, through a video screen, they appeared in court. McKinney and Hill both faced charges of murder, abuse of a corpse, and custodial interference. Tuesday's court appearance only focused on the custodial interference charges. This case focuses on McKinney's daughter, 4-year-old Serenity, whose body was found days ago in a wooded area of West Point. Serenity's grandfather reported her missing in early February after not seeing the child since Christmas Eve of 2020. Soon after the missing persons report was filed, investigators say Serenity's mother was located in Jefferson County, but was not answering questions or cooperating with the investigation. Then McKinney and Hill were later found in Kansas and arrested on this charge of custodial interference. They're now back in Kentucky and appeared in court individually Tuesday afternoon in Shelby County. They only spoke when asked if they had an attorney.
You do have a private attorney?
Yes.
Mr. Gill, you're going to need an attorney. Are you going to be retaining one or are you asking for a court-appointed attorney?
I'd like a court-appointed attorney, please.
The judge entered a not guilty plea on behalf of both of them. McKinney and Hill will both be back in court early next month for a preliminary hearing. Again, this appearance was just about the custodial interference charge, but both are also facing other charges, including murder. The cause of death in this case has not been released yet. The Bullitt County Coroner's Office tells us it's waiting on information from the medical examiner, and that could take several more days. Reporting in Shelby County, Darby Bean, WDRB News.
Okay. So, yes, it's awful. So Abby, she says there that she has a private attorney. So is it her family getting her a attorney? What do you guys think? Excuse me. And then Dakota, it says, he said, if I heard correctly, that he would need a court-appointed attorney. Yeah, good question. I don't know if the if it's her. I mean, it would have to be her family because she doesn't have. Yeah, I would say it's her mom. Yeah, I mean they literally didn't work. Um, I've talked to her briefly. Um, I mean, I feel bad for any parents who have to go through something like this. You know, Abby was a good girl. She completely never had anything on her crime, on her record whatsoever. So, it's kind of like grief, I would think, whenever a child does something or allegedly does something or is around someone who does something and doesn't speak up, especially if it's your own child and grandchild. So I would imagine it is, there has to be levels of grieving, of coming to terms with the reality, you know, you know, for all the parents in here. My kids are not grown yet, right? Mine are not even teenagers yet. But sorry if you guys hear cars. I have my window open and occasionally a car will pass. So, um, but you know, these babies that we raised, they become adults. And what if our kids are the sweetest kids? Okay, you don't hear anything. Okay. What if our kids are the sweetest kids and murder our grandchildren, murder their own children, or is associated with a man who allegedly murders your child? How do you come to terms with that? I mean, so my heart does go out to them. Um, I think so too, Kitty May. I think her mom is in denial. Um, I agree wholeheartedly. And that's what I'm saying. I think once, sorry, I still have the COVID cough. Um, I think once maybe the evidence comes out, um, because, they obviously have evidence because allegedly Dakota or Abby never, not once, said anything about where Serenity is. Yes, guys, if you guys would hit that thumbs up button, I would greatly appreciate it. So neither one of them ever said where Serenity was. And for a mother to allegedly know where Serenity was and still pled the fifth, they're not in my opinion, prosecutors are not going to be so kind to her. In my opinion, nor should they. Yes, I agree. So, what are you supposed to do as a family member? I mean, it's kind of like whenever you see these cases with a parent killing, like a father murdering their wife, and they have kids left. These kids have already lost their mother. So, since they've lost their mother, what I mean, the kids don't want to lose they don't want to lose their father either, even though he's a terrible human being, right? So, that's the best equating that I can do in order to make it work in my mind, at least. Um, so I just think it's going to take time for the mother and, you know, Faith, the sister Faith, out of all of them, out of all the siblings, was closest to Abby, and it's really she's really struggling. Um, but I do know that Dakota's Dakota's biological dad and stepmother are not condoning Dakota whatsoever. They are very hurt and very angry that Dakota did this, and they are not going to help him out. Dakota's, from what from what Dakota's stepmother has told me, that, they paid child support for 18 years, you know, to Dakota and the family, and that Dakota, they tried to get Dakota to come down when he was 18 to live with them, give him a good job. He never would do it. So they feel like they don't really even know Dakota. So they feel like they've done all that they could do when he was a child. And now, they've just, I think, washed their hands with it. It doesn't mean that they may not still love him as, the little boy that he once was, I guess. But, it's just one of those things. Hey, Dolly Vision. It is a sad case, Dolly. You're right. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Thank you for dropping in. It really is. Um, if things go decent this weekend, I would like to try to go to Kentucky. It's 4-hour drive from me or so, and maybe get some footage and pay my respects. As far as the autopsy, it can be available any day. They said it could take actually weeks as well. So, we're just going to have to wait on that. But we do have some more reporting to do on the biological father. he says, if it's the last thing I do, I will get justice for Serenity. And I do believe the son has did an interview with him that we will share. And the credit goes to the son for that. Let me pull it up here. Okay, wait. So this is brought by the.com. Exclusive quote. I won't rest until I get justice for murder of my daughter, Serenity McKinney, 4 years old. That's straight from a horror film. A grieving dad out at child services and said he was sorry he couldn't save his 4-year-old daughter who was found dead on Friday. Look at this little baby. Look at these little locks and those beautiful blue eyes. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. Dave Justice's daughter, Serenity McKinney, was reported missing this January by her extended family. And this is the father to Serenity. Another photo. Make sure it's sharing that. Okay. Bless her heart. This actual photo right here was the last photo that we actually have of Serenity as far as the last time she went missing. Maybe Abby or someone else has, but as far as we know, Christmas 2020, this was the last time Serenity was seen taking a picture, taking a photo of. Truly upsetting. And this is the bastard, in my opinion, who did it. Dakota Hill, Serenity's mother, boyfriend, was charged with murder and abuse of a corpse. This is Abby. Serenity's mother, Catherine, Abby McKinney, was arrested and charged with murder and abuse of a corpse in connection with Serenity's death. It's terrible. I've never seen anybody with like green on. Is it like a smock or something? I don't know. Okay, the article goes on. They revealed they hadn't seen the child since Christmas 2020 after her mother cut ties with everyone. Serenity's mother, Catherine Abby McKinney, and boyfriend Dakota Hill were arrested and charged with murder and abuse of a corpse on Saturday. I haven't spoken with Abby, Justice told The Sun Friday night. Unaware, police found his daughter's body in the wooded area of Bullitt County, Kentucky. For some reason, every time I call or try to set up a video visit, I get voicemail every time, Justice said. That's what she did to everyone while she lived with Hill. Family members said in previous interviews. The, quote, abnormal behavior, end quote, led family to believe the young girl was in danger and reported her missing to police in Shelby County, which is about an hour away from where Serenity was found. Justice wrote on a Facebook post addressing his baby girl. I'm sorry I failed, quote, I'm sorry I failed you as a dad. The doting father wrote, quote, I wasn't there to protect you, let alone rescue you. That's got to be very hard, weighing on his chest. I don't know what they put you through. He's quoting this. I don't know what they put you through, baby girl, but I want you to know Daddy loves you. Always love you and will never stop. I will do all that I can to be able to ensure I see that beautiful face again when it's my turn to come home. God has gained the most beautiful of them all, end quote. Hard to read. A vigil is planned for Sunday, and a GoFundMe was set up to help the family with funeral costs. CPS didn't do their jobs. Hill and McKinney are in jail in connection with Serenity's death, but CPS is just as responsible, Justice said. In 2021, Serenity's grandparents and Justice said the Kentucky Child Protective Services were called twice to check on the young child. Both times, the cases were closed without a case worker physically seeing Serenity. This blows my mind. Both times, guys, both times, the cases were closed without a caseworker physically seeing Serenity. How do you close out a case when you don't see the child for a wellness check? Why? I don't care. Give me no excuse. Don't give me an excuse. You got to find out where that baby is. That's the whole point of a wellness check. Quote, I just want people to realize this, and I'll keep relenting this. CPS didn't do their jobs, Justice said. They never made physical contact with my daughter and still closed the case. Kentucky CPS said in an email that they can't comment because of privacy laws and declined to comment about how their procedure works. Isn't that just grand? That's what they always say. That's what they always say. The secretary in one of it is one of the fundamental flaws, the secrecy of the is one of the fundamental flaws in the Child Protective Services in the U.S., said Richard Wexel, the exclusive director of the National Coalition for Child Protective Reform, also known as NCCPR. The system has enormous power, the ability to make enormous decisions and operate with enormous secrecy, Wexel said. He said he didn't know Serenity's case specifically, but not making contact with the child is a consequence of an overburdened CPS system. They are conservatively about 7 million calls of neglect or child abuse in a year. Holy wow. But only about 3,000 involve children who are in immediate danger. 7 million calls they get a year. And they say only 3,000 involve children who are in immediate danger. It's like finding a needle in a haystack, he said. When you have overburdened cases, they likely did a drive-by caseworker and never laid eyes on the child. But we have to lay eyes on the child. We have to. He says, quote, I'm not saying that we're right, but they might have had something that looked more urgent at the time, so they rushed through Serenity's job. No. You can't rush through any child. To get to the next one, end quote. Justice wrote in a separate Facebook post, quote, I will not rest till every single individual, including a nationally run agent, CPS, is held accountable for the horrors which occurred. Because of their mistakes, their little, oh, quote, I can go ahead and close the case because everything seemed fine mindset, my daughter was subjected to to uh, having to go through an experiment where she probably didn't why or what didn't know why or what was going on. And it messes me up because I can't see how her just effing crying, wondering why they did this to her. Goodness gracious. Creepy text, quote, I know someone who knows where your daughter is. This is sick, guys. Just days before police found Serenity's body, Justice received cryptic text claiming his daughter was in a suitcase. Quote, I know someone who knows where your daughter is, a woman texted Justice at 2:37 Wednesday. It was the worst thing anyone could possibly hear in my shoes, he said Friday, without knowing police found Serenity's body. She messaged me again 12 hours later, still harassing me, he said. How did they know it's a she? I think it is an account being, I think it is an account being used kind of like a patsy for a real person, but I can't say who it is for sure. But I believe she knows who has her. Kentucky State Police, which took over the case, said that they couldn't comment about specifics about where or how Serenity was found. They said it's part of an ongoing investigation. Bullitt County Medical Examiner Office is currently conducting the autopsy, which they said could take time. So that is brought to you by thesun.com news. What do you guys think about this? I think, yeah, that's the thing. I wonder, like, I really wonder if she was found in a suitcase. If she was, blank screens in here. If she was, who was it that messaged them? And if it wasn't, can they charge them for harassment? Yeah, I know soda's bad for me. It's my vice. That and vaping. I don't know, guys. But I really do want to go there Sunday and see more. There is a lot of rumors online. Cheers, Don. There is a lot of rumors online. We just had a shooting in Richmond. A senator's daughter was. Oh my God. Kentucky, was that just now? Wow. So, I want to show you guys another story, and pertaining to the Summer Wells case, which this isn't pertaining to the Summer Wells case, but it has something in common with it, and I'll show you. Yeah, it happened yesterday. Wow. Was that Richmond, Virginia? Well, guys, I've told you, my next door neighbor works for CPS, right? She tells me all day long, most of her cases are just people calling on each other because they're mad or whatever. You're having a bad ice storm? Well, I'm in the next state over and it just got really cold. It's a really cold rain here right now. Oh, okay. Is there a Richmond, Kentucky? It's disturbing how unvalued children. Yeah. If you steal someone's toaster, you get a violent. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. I'd like to share this with you guys. And then I want to show you guys a couple more things. And we'll get to the Summer Wells case as well. Police trying to identify a teenage girl whose body was found near vacant house in Georgia. So, East Point, Georgia. This comes from WSPA News. An Atlanta area police department is asking for the public's help in identifying the body of a teenage girl. Her body was found over the weekend near a vacant house in East Point, Georgia. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation also asked by police investigation that the girl's death to complete a sketch to help identify her. On February 12, 2022, the girl's body was found on a west side of a vacant house located at, get this, here's the kicker, 2200 Ben Hill Road in East Point, Georgia. 2200 Ben Hill Road. We do not need another Ben Hill Road with another little girl. Can't do it. Please, Lord. Officials with the East Point Police Department said the autopsy confirmed the girl's cause of death to be blunt force trauma. The girl is believed to be in her late teens, according to officials. Good Lord. What's the irony? It's terrible. Okay. And another story. Or was that? Hold on. Okay, there it is. This is from people.com. Kansas man pleads no contest to brutal 2020 slaying of 3-year-old daughter who was kept in a dog kennel. Guys, I told you it's every day. Howard Jansen III faces nearly 30 years in prison for his role in the death of his daughter, Olivia Jansen, according to police. Asshole. And what is the crappy thing is he wants to look like a cool dad, I guess, and tattoo Olivia's name above his eyebrow. He looks the daughter, Olivia, looks just like him. Like literally just like him. What's going on? Why are you keep your kid in a dog kennel? The hell. So I'm gonna have read this to you.
A Kansas man pleaded no contest to killing his 3-year-old daughter, whose body was found covered in bruises in a shallow grave in 2020, authorities said. Howard Jansen, 30, entered the plea on February 11 to second-degree murder and other charges in connection to the death of his daughter, Olivia Jansen, the Wyandotte County District Attorney's Office confirmed to People. In the plea agreement he reached with prosecutors, Jansen also pleaded no contest to 3 counts of aggravated endangerment of a child, 1 count of abuse of a child, and 1 count of interference with law enforcement, according to the DA's office. Prosecutors initially charged Jansen with a first-degree murder. His sentencing is scheduled for March 25th, and he faces up to 29 years in prison. Jansen's girlfriend, Jacqueline Kirkpatrick, 34, was sentenced for her role in Olivia's death late last year. On November 3, 2021, Kirkpatrick pleaded guilty to 1 count of second-degree murder, 1 count of abuse of a child under the age of 6, and 2 counts of interference with a law enforcement officer in connection with Olivia's death, online court records show. Want to keep up with the latest crime coverage? Sign up for People's free true crime newsletter for breaking crime news, ongoing trial coverage, and details of intriguing unsolved cases. Kirkpatrick locked Olivia in a dog kennel and forced her to stand in a corner for long periods, prosecutors said during her plea hearing in December 2021, Fox 4 reported. She was sentenced to 31 years in prison on December 20, 2021. Olivia's tragic demise came to light on July 10, 2020, when her father reported her missing. After Jansen told police he woke up at 5:30 a.m. and couldn't find his daughter anywhere, authorities issued an Amber Alert and launched a search. Hours later, her body was found in a shallow grave in a wooded area near the family's home in Kansas City. Olivia had severe bruising on her face, a cut on the back of her head, and bruises on her arms and legs, according to court documents obtained by KSHB. The autopsy showed bleeding on the back of her brain, which was determined to be her cause of death, KCTV reported in 2020. Before Olivia's murder, her grandfather and step-grandmother worried about the girl's welfare and tried to get help. She was always so unhappy to go home, Olivia's step-grandmother, Elizabeth Jansen, told local station KSHB. She would frown and say, "You love me. You're not mad at me. I come back. I come back."
I want to quit. Okay. 1 second. Thank you so much, Vet Girl, for your very kind super chat. I greatly, greatly appreciate it.
She was always so unhappy to go home, Olivia's step-grandmother, Elizabeth Jansen, told local station KSHB. She would frown and say, "You love me. You're not mad at me. I come back. I come back." Related, girl 3, allegedly killed by father, didn't want to go back home, grandparents say. Other children in the home said they saw Kirkpatrick hit the toddler in the back of the head and push her into walls, FOX4 reported. Olivia's grandparents reached out to the Kansas Department for Children and Families for help prior to her death, KSHB reported. "We called DCF. We knew it was bad, but we didn't know what we are learning now," Elizabeth Jansen told KSHB.
This is crazy. It's just crazy. So, why the hell? Help me understand this, people. You keep your dog. You keep your child. See, that's what a dog kennel is for, a dog, right? I was praying 2022 was going to be a little different, but it's gotten worse. I just can't. I know. I know. Love you too, Lori. Well, apparently the mother got charged, but 30 years? No, thank you. No, ma'am. No ham, no turkey. I don't think so. No. No. 30 years? Your butt better be in there for life. Why are they giving these people only 30 years, 15 years? That if you murdered somebody, especially a kid, to me, it should be automatic death right off the bat. Maybe 15 years, let them suffer for a little bit. But, then, in my opinion, death penalty. I don't know. It's not enough. It's not enough. Hey, Navy Mom. How are you, sweetheart? I just don't get it. Let me see if there is a related article. Oh, wait, is that a 3 killed my father, didn't want to go back. When did this happen? Oh, this is July 4th. Okay, this is okay. Okay. So this is a. Can you guys see this? It's okay. You can't. Okay. Let me share this. This is the original article in this. I agree, Renee. I agree. Girl 3 allegedly killed by father didn't want to go back home, grandparents say. Oh, God. Kids, if they don't want to go back home, there's a difference in your kids, being at a grandparent's house and, just want to stay a little longer and stuff. But if there is an absolute meltdown every time, and your kids have the parents have a violent tendency or something, ask questions. You cannot ask enough questions when it comes to kids. You just can't. Here's an article.
A 3-year-old Kansas girl allegedly killed by her father and his girlfriend worried her grandparents when she told them she didn't want to go back home after visiting them, local news outlets report. She was always so unhappy to go home, Olivia and Jansen's step-grandmother, Elizabeth Jansen, told local station KSHB. She would frown and say, "You love me. You're not mad at me.
Oh my
I come
God.
back. I come back."
Oh my God. I can't.
Elizabeth Jansen said she and the child's grandfather tried to get help for Olivia.
The little girl would say, "You love me. You're not mad at me. I come back. I come back." Boy, that hit in the heart. Really hit in the heart. Okay, so I never heard this until.
But their worst fears were realized on Friday when they learned the child had been found dead after she allegedly went missing. At 8:30 a.m. Friday, her father, Howard Jansen III, 29, walked into Kansas City, Kansas, Police Department headquarters to report his daughter missing from their home in the 4400 block of Gibbs Road,
Oh.
KSKPD said in a release. He allegedly told police that he woke up at 5:30 a.m., realized she wasn't at home, and found the front door open, local station KMBC News reports.
Asshole.
An Amber Alert was immediately issued for the child as local police and other agencies used drones and K9s to search for her. Jansen allegedly called his father and stepmother to let them know Olivia was missing. He was just screaming, "The baby is gone. The baby is gone." Howard Jansen II told local station KSHB. The search was called off hours later when officers said they'd found the little girl's remains partially hidden in a wooded area in the 3400 block of Steel Road shortly after 5:30 p.m., the department said in a release.
Oh, okay. Heartbreaking to see the memorial of 3-year-old Olivia Jansen, whose body was found in the woods near 34th Street. They made a little shrine here. Telling you, since the virus, it's really domestic, DV is up, child violence, deaths, everything. And then the father had enough nerve after he murdered the little girl to say, "Oh, I don't know where she's at." That little baby one, his grandparents, God, really hurts.
"This is not the outcome we wanted. In fact, it is the worst outcome," the KSKPD wrote in a Facebook post. On Friday night, police arrested Jansen and booked him into the Wyandotte County Detention Center on a 48-hour hold, pending charges of first-degree murder and abuse of a child, the KSKPD said in a statement.
You know what, sir? You will always have Olivia's name right over you, staring at you in the mirror. You'll be reminded of that every freaking time. And I hope it freaking haunts you. He's probably detoxing or something from a drug bender.
On Sunday morning, Jansen's girlfriend, Jacqueline Kirkpatrick, 33, was arrested and booked on suspicion of first-degree murder and abuse of a child, say police.
All right, y'all ready to see her? Evil. Evil, evil, evil.
That night, Wyandotte County District Attorney Mark Dupree announced that Jansen and Kirkpatrick had both been charged with first-degree murder, aggravated child endangerment, and criminal desecration of a corpse, the KSKPD said in the statement. Want to keep up with the latest crime coverage? Sign up for People's free true crime newsletter for breaking crime news, ongoing trial coverage, and details of intriguing unsolved cases. As authorities continue to investigate, the victim's grandparents are grieving her death.
Excuse me.
and they said they tried to reach out to the Kansas Department for Children and Families for help prior to her death, the KSHB reports. They wouldn't do anything other than knock at the door, and so I was on the phone with them June 22nd for 23 minutes telling them everything I could think of to tell them, Elizabeth Jansen told KSHB. Then they sent me an email on Thursday that I can send them more stuff, but for me to know they wouldn't be contacting me. They kept her from us, Olivia's grandfather told KMBC. We called DCF. We knew it was bad, but we didn't know what we are learning now.
God. Oh, look at this, guys. Bless her heart. And 29 years? No. No. Why? Why only 29 years? I think we need to be heavier handed on child crimes. Because it's the worst of the worst in people with disabilities and elderly.
Elizabeth Jansen told KSHB, I'm glad it's first-degree murder. Wish it was capital murder, but I wish it could be more.
Me too.
I want them to pay for what they did to her. This has been going on for months, and it didn't have to. In a statement addressing the child's death, DCF Secretary Laura Howard said, the Kansas City community should know that DCF has a comprehensive process for review of critical incidents in order to quickly identify any agency or contractor policy or procedural issue that needs to be addressed, KSHB reports. It is unclear whether Jansen and Kirkpatrick have entered pleas, or whether they have retained attorneys who can speak on their behalf.
Oh, God. Look here. 5-year-old boy found dead in Michigan home. Relatives say they haven't seen victims in weeks. Something just came over me. Colorado father allegedly admits to shooting wife, infant son. Oh, my God. Las Vegas child found in freezer after siblings hands teacher a note asking her to send help at home. Jesus effing Christ. Forgive me, Lord. Oh, God. February 23rd, 2022. Las Vegas child. Can y'all see this? Okay. What is going on? What is going on? Las Vegas child found dead in freezer after sibling hands teacher a note asking to send help to home. The note was written by the victim's mother, who said her boyfriend had been imprisoning her in her home and said that she has not seen her son since December. Oh my God. Stories brought to you by people.com.
Las Vegas authorities have arrested a 35-year-old man after allegedly finding the body of a young boy in a freezer in his garage. Online court records confirm that Brandon Toseland was charged Tuesday with 2 counts of first-degree kidnapping. Homicide detectives are handling the investigation after the discovery of the boy's body Tuesday afternoon. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police have yet to release the victim's name or age. The Reno Gazette-Journal spoke to Lieutenant Ray Spencer about the gruesome discovery, which was allegedly made after the victim's sister handed a note to her elementary school teacher. The note was written by the girl's mother and explained that her boyfriend had been holding her against her will inside their home, the lieutenant told the paper. Additionally, the mother wrote in the note that she did not know where the girl's brother was and believed he was likely deceased, the Gazette-Journal reports. Class reports the teacher reported the distressing note to police at around 8 a.m. Tuesday and officers dispatched to the neighborhood stopped Toseland's car at around 10 a.m. Toseland was taken into custody, and police spoke to the victim's mother, who told them she hadn't seen her son since December 11, 2021, the paper reports. She also allegedly accused Toseland of months of physical abuse. After Toseland's arrest, police executed a search warrant at the home, and in the garage, found the dead child in a freezer. Want to keep up with the latest crime coverage? Sign up for people. Toseland is not the father of the male victim or his sister.
Of course not.
Spencer told the paper the mother had been barred from entering the garage. He also said Toseland will likely face a murder charge when he's arraigned this morning. Toseland has yet to enter pleas to the kidnapping charges, and information on his lawyer was not available. Spencer told the paper detectives would be looking into whether the mother was involved in the boy's death. Popular in crime.
Do you guys
5-year-old boy found dead.
do you guys think that the mother involved, or this is a mother who sorry, it's just so much, who gave her other child a letter to give to the teacher that she was being abused and one of her children were missing. I want to see after 911 caller claims the devil was entire police dispatch home. Yeah, decapitated child. Five-year-old boy found dead in home in Michigan. Triple homicide. Relatives say they hadn't seen victim in weeks. And we'll watch the video too.
2 teenage boys are being held without charges for their alleged involvement in the killings of a Detroit family of 3, including a 5-year-old boy, people confirmed. The boys were taken into custody on Monday, officials announced during a Tuesday press conference. According to Detroit police, the suspects are 16 and 17,
Wow.
and their names have not been released. On Sunday evening, a concerned family member found the bodies of Caleb Harris, 5, his mother, LaShawn Marshall, 28, and her 32-year-old boyfriend, Aaron Benson, in their Detroit home. The relative told investigators it had been weeks since they'd heard from Marshall and Benson. All 3 victims were shot to death, police said. Police have not released a motive for the killings, but did say the suspects and the victims knew each other. Authorities said that tips from the community helped them identify and locate the alleged gunman.
Okay, so this is from Fox 2.
Y'all, this is just
Pardon
such
me.
an unbelievably hard story to even fathom. This little boy is just the cutest thing. He looks like the sweetest little boy. How could anyone hurt him and hurt his mom and his stepdad? Take a look.
He could have grown up to be anything he wanted. It's our future. He was our future.
Caleb Harris, just 5 years old, the youngest of 3 victims murdered inside their Detroit home. Caleb's mother, 28-year-old LaShawn Marshall, and her boyfriend, 32-year-old Aaron Benson, found shot to death early Sunday evening by a family member who stopped by the house on Evergreen near Fenkell to do a welfare check. Immediately after making the horrific discovery, they called 911. Detroit police officers found little Caleb on the floor of his bedroom, shot and killed execution style.
Seeing his pictures now, I'm lost. I'm lost and I'm devastated right now. And to know some of the details of what happened is just devastating to me and my son.
Shalisa Floyd is Caleb's paternal grandmother.
I just want justice for what they've done. He was only 5 years old, and I just want to know why.
Former State Representative Sherry Gay Daniego is related to Caleb. She and Shalisa are cousins.
What mindset can anyone be in that would shoot a baby in the face intentionally more than one time?
Sunday night, Detroit Police Chief James White stating publicly his department's commitment to the case.
Every resource we have is going to be dedicated to pursuing and apprehending the person that committed this heinous act.
The little boy's grandmother holding on to precious memories.
He loved to travel with his dad, and with his mom. He was her only child. So, I mean, it's just much more you can say. He's only 5, so he had not much life to live.
Police and family members asking anyone who knows anything about the case to come forward.
Please, anybody that knows anything. Oh, dear God, please help. Please help. Please help me.
Caleb's father lives out of state. He is devastated, Caleb's grandmother tells us. And we do know that Chief White will be holding a press conference at noon tomorrow about this case. He says his officers are working around the clock. Live outside DPD headquarters, Camille Mary, Fox 2 News.
Camille, I know it's early in the investigation, but the only reason to murder a child is if you think that child could identify you. Is there any evidence that the victims knew their killer?
You know, it's a good question, and that's something that a lot of people have been talking about. People remaining very tight-lipped at the scene last night. A lot of family, a lot of friends, they were devastated. They did not want to say anything to us. Of course, we were respecting their privacy, and the chief keeping a lot close to the vest as well, not wanting to hinder the investigation, but I do expect that we will be learning more tomorrow.
Just insanity. Insanity. I don't get it. Hold on one second. It says, for you to shoot a 5-year-old in the face twice, you could have let him go so he could remain and live, Floyd said during the interview. She added, to do this, it's like a monster would do this. And I agree. Baby. God bless America, man. Something's got to give. There is another story. If you guys want to see it. It's craziness. Yeah. Yes, they do. They definitely need to catch. This one is a Michigan mother claimed to hear threatening voices through TV before killing daughter, police. This is very similar to the woman in Missouri the other day. You know, it's probably something related to drugs, I would imagine. Something related to meth or some hallucinogenic. It's just incredible what drugs is doing to our country and what it's doing to the consequences for families and the consequences for children. Terrible.
A Michigan mom accused of killing her toddler daughter allegedly told police a hallucination of SpongeBob SquarePants told her through her television to kill the child. Online records confirm 22-year-old Justine Johnson has been charged with felony murder and first-degree child abuse stemming from the September 16, 2021, death of her daughter, Sutton Mosser. Sutton died from multiple stab wounds. Her mother has pleaded not guilty to the charges. According to MLive.com and CNN, Johnson allegedly told an official from Iosco County Child Protective Services that voices from her television threatened her life, saying she would die if she did not murder Sutton. Both reports cite information from Johnson's arrest report. Johnson allegedly specified that the threatening voice belonged to SpongeBob SquarePants, the title character of the iconic Nickelodeon cartoon. A CPS official told police about the interaction with Johnson, who has been in prison without bond since September.
This is her arrest photo.
Last month, a judge determined she was mentally fit to stand trial. At the time of the killing, Johnson was going through heroin withdrawal.
Imagine that.
She allegedly admitted to using cocaine on the day of the killing,
Imagine
according
that.
to CNN. Sutton had just turned 2 days before her murder.
It's always around their
According to
birthday,
CNN,
guys.
Sutton was found the morning of September 17, 2021, by Johnson's brother, Nestle Johnson. The concerned uncle started searching for Sutton after returning from work and not finding her in his grandmother's Tawas City home. Nestle Johnson lives at the grandmother's home with his teenage brother, and as of a month and a half ago, his sister and niece, CNN reports. During his search, Nestle Johnson spotted a human foot sticking out of a black garbage bag. As part of their investigation, police allegedly accessed Johnson's old apartment, where they found blood on the floor and in a bathtub. They have yet to specify whose blood it was. People was unable to reach Johnson's attorney for comment. Popular in crime.
Good Lord. Hitman to murder. This woman here, a small town Tennessee woman charged with 18 counts of child, you know what, accused of exchanging vape pens for sexual favors. This is what I wanted to see. Something just came over me, he says. Colorado father allegedly admits to shooting wife and infant son. He looks scary. Don't you think? He looks really scary. You said it best, girl. You said it. Yes. Even hell is too good for these people. I agree. I agree.
Authorities in Colorado confirmed the arrest of a man who they say confessed to fatally shooting his 8-month-old son and the infant's 26-year-old mother, according to a statement from Colorado Springs police. David Weingarten, 29, was arrested the evening of February 1st. He has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, as well as reckless endangerment and no-injury child abuse, and remains in custody without bail.
No injury, child abuse?
The statement alleges that Weingarten shot his son, Georgie, and the boy's mother, Lizette Salinas Mijanos, in front of the couple's 20-month-old daughter, who was not harmed in the incident. An arrest affidavit obtained by KRDO alleges Weingarten called 911 around 6:55 p.m. and told dispatcher he wasn't feeling well. KRDO reported that according to the affidavit, Weingarten allegedly continued talking, telling the dispatcher, "I just shot Lizette and George. I've been feeling not good lately and something just came over me. I don't know what happened.
Evil.
I've been hearing things, and I don't know what's going on." He allegedly later repeated these claims while talking to investigators, according to the affidavit. Responding police rushed to the home and found Weingarten outside. Later on, he allegedly told detectives he retrieved a .45 caliber gun from his vehicle after having bad thoughts earlier that day. He allegedly said he returned to the house and immediately shot his wife and son.
Good God. I have questions about this one. I have questions about them all, but I want to ask you guys some.
Weingarten allegedly told police his son's crying made him anxious, which, in part,
Oh,
led him to
shit.
carry out the killings. He allegedly said he shot them because it was quick and would limit their suffering. Weingarten is due in court on February 15th. He has yet to enter pleas to the charges against him, and information on his lawyer, if he has one, was unavailable. A GoFundMe campaign has been launched online to help the couple's daughter.
All right. So, question. Okay, I think I answered my question because it said, okay, he has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Okay, as well as reckless endangerment and no injury child abuse. And why the 2? Why the mother and the son? You know, like that's, you know, like I don't get it. Why the mother and the son? Thank God he didn't kill the third, but can you imagine that poor child growing up knowing? And there was something else. Oh, and he just wasn't feeling good lately. Well, just because you don't feel good. And he said the crying made him anxious, which in part led him to carry out the killings. No. And he shot them to limit their suffering, he says. What the hell? Washington mom's sons are linked to dad's murder after his body is covered in concrete beneath new shed. Wow. This is, it just, Utah college student accused of killing his girlfriend in motel says they made suicide pact, but he survived. No. Like, this has to stop. 9-year-old girl fatally shot in Houston, but man pursuing a robber. Now my daughter's gone. Look how beautiful she is. So much crime. I'm going to play this one, and this will be the last one. Actually, hold on. You got to remember, guys, these are future Americans, or these are Americans now, but these are our replacement. What the hell's going on?
Authorities in Houston confirm a 9-year-old girl was fatally shot Monday night as her family made their way to a Valentine's Day dinner. Arlene Alvarez was in the back of her family's pickup truck when a bullet, allegedly fired by 41-year-old Tony Earls, entered the vehicle, hitting the little girl. Earls was in his vehicle Monday evening, withdrawing cash at a drive-up ATM machine, when an unknown individual walked up to the car with a gun, according to Houston police, who briefed media on the shooting early Tuesday morning. The man robbed Earls at gunpoint before running away on foot. Earls allegedly exited his vehicle with his own firearm and shot several rounds at the suspect. It was soon after that police allege Earls opened fire on the Alvarez family's truck, believing the suspect had hopped into the vehicle to escape. Arlene, a fourth grader, was shot in the head. She was rushed to the hospital for treatment. On Tuesday, the decision was made to remove her from life support. Earls has been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He is being held on $100,000 bond.
Wow. Insanity. Insanity. Yes, guys, if you guys will please hit that like button, I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps the channel. Thank you guys so much. So, if anybody wants to come up, there was another, also, did you guys know that, one of the Miss Americas, died of, I think it was last week, it was an alleged suicide. I don't like that word here, sorry. Offed herself. And then Miss Alabama, I believe she had an accident.
I just saw an update on that, and the cops are ruling it a horrific accident. But it's very suspicious. They haven't come out with the information stating why they think it's
On Miss Alabama?
an accident.
I wrote that down, Heather. That name down, I'll look it up.
But it seems like a lot of models are falling out of buildings lately.
Yeah.
Why?
Miss Alabama happened just a few days ago. Yeah. You know, Miss America, I mean, she left a kind of an an eerie Instagram video just a couple hours before she allegedly did that. She said something, I hope today gives your, don't quote me on this, but it's something to this effect. I hope today you all have a great day or something, and may your soul find peace, or something similar to that. I knew it was may your soul find peace part, but it's just crazy all this happening.
It really is.
But she had talked about mental health previously, and she also allegedly wrote a letter to her mother and giving everything to her mom.
So sad.
And that was the she also got a top 10 in the Miss Universe, and that the year she won Miss America, it was all three African Americans who got the top 3, which I was really happy to hear that. Hey, Amy.
I've
Hi,
seen this
Amy.
woman. Hi, everybody. The woman you're speaking, wasn't her name like Zoe or something?
Yeah, Miss
Yeah,
Alabama.
right. You know,
Shirley.
she was a journalist. She's been I don't know if you're aware.
Yes.
She
When
covered. I used to watch these rallies. She was on
was it
Right
Extra?
Side, no, Right Side Broadcasting Network.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
Oh,
Miss
I don't know that.
Alabama.
Yeah,
Miss
that's the
Alabama.
one. She was the one
Yes.
that was in. She used to cover those
She was a
very well spoken.
conservative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very well
Yes.
spoken girl. It's very shocking. I did because I saw it on Facebook. The network that she worked for posted something on Facebook related to that, and I was like, wow, I was shocking. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I don't you don't want to get political, but I always say if you don't take an interest in politics, they'll take an interest in you. That's always my saying. So, you know, I'm just seeing this whole degradation of our society. I think it's really a degradation. And I wrote something in the comments. There was this David Bowie song. I don't know that the lyrics really don't apply, but there was a song, "This Is Not America." I'm feeling we're not in America. We're not in these other countries. There's just something going on.
Yeah.
There's something absolutely wrong with everything, and the fact that that they used a virus to isolate people. I think this was a big experiment on people. I think this is the biggest experiment on locking people down, and isolating people and making them mental basket cases.
Well, if
I
it
think it's
was,
awful.
it certainly worked. If it
It's
was.
Yeah, right.
it's like a lab rat. It's like we're a bunch of
E-
lab rats.
Either way, we are all going crazy. Even even regular sane human beings, we're all going crazy. So just imagine people with severe mental health conditions. It's
Everybody's like in a nightmare.
yeah, I know I got to
You
change the
know,
year to year. Yeah, thank you. Truth be told, thank you. I put
but
while
but
you.
it's like I don't know. It's just like such a breakdown. People are just going nuts. I think this is the biggest experiment being played on society right now with all of these kids going
Yeah.
and these agencies not caring, and these laws that don't work for people, that seem to just benefit other people, um,
Yeah.
and
I
sheer
don't personally like
laziness.
to get political
No,
because,
but
just
I'm not
everybody,
trying to, but I'm just seeing
but
we have to be aware of it, so we don't, because
yeah.
if you don't know what's going on and you don't discuss these things, and
Hmm.
to me, it's like sweeping it under the carpet, and nothing gets
It is.
solved.
It is. I
And
mean,
people,
the family system has really broken. I really
Oh,
feel like the
yeah.
family system, and now in again, I don't want to get political or anything, but it seems like whether it's politics or relationships or anything, if we disagree on one things, we can't be friends. You know what I
Right. That's
mean?
crazy.
it is
And
crazy. No,
and
I know.
this is the thing. I'm like, this is what I tell people. Do you agree with your husband or your wife on everything? No.
No.
But
We don't know when.
you don't divorce them. You may disagree with your friends on certain topics, but that doesn't mean you have to go and say you're wrong
Yeah,
or
you're not my
anything.
friend. Yeah.
Sometimes you can just keep quiet, just keep quiet, or say, you know what, my opinion is differently, but it's
And we'll
okay. We can still be friends.
agree to
Because
disagree and move
right.
Exactly.
on.
No, but people
Everyone's
don't know how
got
to
to.
debate. People don't know how to debate. It's like we're seeing that in the YouTube community. I'm like, I have never
Yes.
seen a bunch of people acting like a bunch of like kindergartners
Yes,
over this
it's
and
our
that.
emotional intelligence has really the IQ has gone down tremendously.
Yeah,
It's
I
unbelievable. But
agree.
I
It's
just,
really about
Well,
emotional
we just got an
intelligence.
update that within 48 hours they're expecting a war with Russia. They're invading Ukraine.
This
Where
this
was
is terrible.
it is?
With invading Ukraine, we shouldn't be
Yeah.
having wars with people.
It's been going
There's
on
no
since
reason.
2014, and they
Yeah.
got a hold of some spy equipment that has been damaging. It cost $10 billion in damage to other countries' networks. But they have found that they're expecting a war within 48 hours.
Well, I don't
They're
like
actually,
wars.
it's so
I don't
sad.
either.
No, I know. It never solves anything. The poor kids in Ukraine are going through, they have to go through spelling and math. And with it, they're now going over what happens if there's a military takeover.
Breaks my heart. It breaks my
I
heart for these
really, I mean,
kids
this is
and these women.
Well,
crazy.
it's not even the people, it's the governments that are
It
hurting
is
them.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all,
Listen,
and this is all about wanting to get resources, and people get rich off of oil. It's just, it has nothing to do with what the people and what the people
listen.
want. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
I've
And the
always
kids have to
said,
suffer for it.
absolutely. I have always said it's not the people of the world. It's never any country you go, people are generally good people for the vast majority, decent at least, right? But it's the
Yeah.
governments. That is what really makes everyone look bad. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's
but then it all filters down to the government and the system, and how we're treating our kids, and their value system, and how they're trading these cases that get called in. It's so decaying right now. It
bingo.
filters down. It filters down, and
Yes,
it's
Danielle.
us little plebes, or whatever you want to call us, little worker bees that have to suffer.
Yes,
It's
Danielle,
terrible.
you are right. It's the 1%. And it's the 1% of the 1%. When the bottom half of the United States cut America in half, like top, bottom, when 1% owns as much as the bottom half of America, something's wrong.
I agree. I totally
Something's
agree.
wrong.
I don't, and I drive by, you see these big mansions. I'm like, how are these people? I'm like, they must be doing something real illegal, something I couldn't figure out, or you or me couldn't figure out how to afford.
Yeah.
It's just, the way they're taking
Agreed.
money away from us. It's
The planets are ascending
unbelievable.
right now. It happens every 25,000. We are literally separating positive. It's way bigger. Isn't the poles changing right now? Because every so many thousand years, the North Pole becomes the South Pole,
I,
and the South Pole becomes
I'm
the
not
South.
sure how that works. I don't know.
I'm unaware of that either. It's interesting, though. Gotta
I'm
look
not
into
good in
that.
that. I didn't study that. Didn't study that part in
I think
science,
it's
I
every
guess.
10,000 years. Like
I don't know.
Africa becomes like the Amazon, and then it's the poles of the planet.
Oh, I
The
didn't
North
know.
Pole and the South Pole. It flips. Yeah.
I've never heard of that before. But
Yeah.
I'm just getting disgusted with what I'm seeing going on. It's just a big. I feel like if this whole thing's an experiment that we've been in right now, big simulation of garbage, and it doesn't seem to be getting better. You know, and now I'm just concerned with getting items in the grocery store now. You don't know what's going to happen with the war, and how that's going to affect anything. Truckers are protesting,
Right.
going to Washington. We don't know if that's going to affect goods coming to the stores that we're going to be without. There's going to be, you don't know if there's rations, and
Well,
it's just unbelievable. I'm
It's
just
like the
getting
world's
nervous with that.
gone nuts.
I
It's
am
terrible.
I'm in the liquidation wholesale business, right? And it is very hard to get stuff right now. It is very the prices have increased tremendously for me, and the profit margins has shrank for me. It's the hardest I've had it in 16 years.
Oh my
right
God,
now.
I'm sorry,
Right now,
Justice.
This is
it's
crazy.
I'm suffering more than I've had in 16 years. Yeah.
Oh man.
It's
So
terrible. It's not, and then no one's, and the salaries aren't going up with
yeah,
everything, you know?
like yeah, you know, during the '09, crash and everything like that, that was my best time. It really was. It was like my best time, like for me as a person, you know what I mean, for my business and stuff. But um obviously wasn't for a lot of people. But Aunt G has it. You're on eBay. Yeah. It's everybody's broke, you know?
It's true. It's in going to the grocery store. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's too much money. And then the utilities,
Yes.
the,
You know,
the,
the electric they can charge you what they want. You know
uh-huh.
what I mean? They can
And you have to
literally
pay it.
charge you what they want because what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna run a hamster on a wheel back in the house, or something?
It's
Yeah,
What are you
right.
crazy.
gonna do,
I
people?
have one electric company that gives service.
Yeah,
There's no challenge to that. There's no
yeah,
looking around for companies.
yeah.
It's
I
It's
crazy.
think
crazy.
I think in the near future, a lot of people are just going to have like, there's like what it's called like the power walls and stuff like that. Um,
Solar.
it's like the
Yeah.
solar, but it stores it in batteries and stuff. I think a lot of people is going to have to go to that if they keep on,
Well,
or the
Yeah.
and like you can
well,
also sell the energy you don't use back to your
mm-hmm.
electric company and stuff just for
Well,
more, please.
That's
supposedly, I heard
cool.
there was technology that they block, so these utilities can make a lot of money. That there is ways to pull energy out of the air to make electricity, and they just want us to be poor by having these big wealthy conglomerates charging us a lot of money in utilities. It just makes these elitists rich, so and keeps us in a terrible position because
Uh,
there has to be other technologies out there that
I'll
you
be
could
right back in
use
two
to like
minutes. Okay, just
not
very much.
to
Okay,
not have
Justice.
to not have to live like this and have to have be a slave to these bills every month. There has to be other ways that we could unleash energy
Yeah.
and it just, and it's the other, that's why people are really going crazy too with the financial issues, and it's I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to make sense of it, but
I think it's the drugs. That methamphetamine melts people's brain and
of
they'll do
course
anything for it. And I'm not blaming the drug because they
it's
have the opportunity to stop and not do that. It's them. But it's made out of like kitty litter and like oil, and I mean it just has alcohol, methyl alcohol.
it's
It just has so many crazy ingredients that you're thinking, oh my God, that's why they are picking their face and they look like that. But it's actually killing them, eating
right,
them.
but it's crazy because I'm so sheltered. Like, if I wanted to find meth, I wouldn't even know where to find it. I don't even drink or smoke or do anything. I just drink water, and I my biggest vice is food. That's my problem because I can't quit. It's like people drugs and alcohol, but you can't quit
Food
food
addiction's
when
real.
that's
Yeah.
when because you have to deal with that substance because you have to live, you have to eat to
Self-soothe.
live. You have to
Yeah.
eat, but
Yeah, it's
instead
so
you
much
eat,
easier.
it's to right. But the
Yeah.
thing is that I wouldn't even know where people would get these drugs. I'm so naive with this stuff, with everybody.
I
But if I
became
saw,
I was I became pretty quick on the street when I became a paramedic. 18, I was running in downtown Fort Lauderdale as an EMT. I did
oh
that with a
wow,
private ambulance company, and by the time I was 28, I was hired onto the fire department, and I retired in 2015.
oh wow,
So
how
I got to
nice.
see it. I got to see what the pill mills did, the after effects of it, the before. I saw people on Molly. Meth wasn't huge, but right as I got to retire, so we're talking about 2015, they started doing classes on methamphetamine because they were afraid of these meth houses, and we get called for a fire and you're involved with all this products.
You get sick
that-
yourself.
Yeah, or it explodes and we're
Dangerous.
dead.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I was very sheltered growing up. I went to all private schools, and my mom, I was an only child, and she sheltered me a lot. But as soon as I started running rescue, I was like, wow, this stuff really happens. You see the stuff on cops and stuff, but you're like, oh my
Unbelievable.
God. Mm-hmm.
Crazy. But you would
It
think
is.
Florida's better, but this, because you have that governor there that's really trying to get rid of the crime. But I don't know. I think it's bad everywhere now. It seems to be getting worse.
Yeah, it's in Florida, it's really bad. I'm in Southeast Florida, so it's not crazy bad right now. Um, it's bad though, more of the city. But now the country, like up in North Florida and Central Florida, they're catching, they just caught 10 pedos.
Oh my God,
It was
please.
on,
That's terrible.
yeah, they did a sting, like a 3-day sting. And they
Oh my
said that there's people
gosh.
coming in from Michigan and stuff, driving
Terrible.
to supposedly meet up with kids. So that's been an issue. And that's the stupid meth and what's the other stuff? Fentanyl. Fentanyl is a huge problem.
Well, you never know with anything because the neighbor across the street, the girl, she married a guy that was doing that CP on his computer, and
Oh my God.
it was terrible. So and then we even when I went to high school, we had teachers that were involved in terrible stuff. There was a teacher in one of my high schools. I think I can't. Mr. H. I'm not going to use his first name because I don't think he was arrested. He was arrested, but I'll give you another name. Then there was he was arrested. He used to put pictures of dirty pictures on women's cars in parking lots. And what he would do, it was like in the windshield, he would stand afar and he would get off on with the women's reactions. He would like to stand and watch them walk to their car and take these dirty pictures off the windshields, and he would get he'd like to watch the reactions. And this was a teacher in one of the middle schools in my town. So
yeah, they're in every profession. They try
they're
to go
sickos.
where they look like the hero, or they try to get in close with the kids. You find them in every profession.
It's outrageous.
It's scary.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. But I don't know. That's all. I don't know what else to say. I'm just so disgusted with all these little kids. It's just.
I know.
I don't know
mean,
what to
look,
do.
how many cases, how many kids did we just look up just a few minutes ago? I mean,
It's unbelievable. And there's even this other case that it was getting sick. There's this other little girl in Texas. That was like LaSoya, Mercedes LaSoya.
yes.
What her father did, what they did to her. My God. And the
Oh no, I'm
excuses.
thinking of the little immigrant girl.
Oh, there's another one. There's this other one, Mercedes LaSoya. What I saw that other case.
Oh yeah, that was a few months ago.
That was disgusting too.
That was one of
It's
yeah.
It's crazy. But all I have to say in my town is that over the weekend, I have to give hats off to my town. We got a call on the robocall about one of these disgusting healthcare facilities that you would never want to send your family to. The person absconded in the middle of the night from a dementia patient from this place, and they wound up calling everybody because the next day they noticed that he was missing when they should have noticed he was missing at night. But the police, they had numbers, they were calling everybody in the town. They were getting people to get out and look and mobilize. That day they found the guy. Unfortunately, he died. But this showed me that every town needs to have a system like that where they robocall every person. This was a place this place should be shut down. But I'm just saying that it showed me that that these towns, that they should have a real big system in place to immediately call people to and not wait. The minute someone's reported missing, they get on the phone in the towns and call people right away. And so they
I agree
mobilize the
with the
search
reporting. Yeah. Like there
to
needs
just
to be
call
more
the
to Amber
people.
Alerts.
It's right,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm gonna
Raven said,
go.
"Do
All
you
right.
hear?"
I have to get up in the
Okay,
morning.
honey.
All right. All
All
right.
right,
Have a
Amy.
good
Get
night.
some
Nice
good rest.
Good
talking.
night.
Always
Bye.
good
You
hearing
too.
from.
Bye. Good night.
Take
Bye
care.
bye.
Good night. Raven said, "Did you hear a while ago of a kid found in a freezer in Nevada? Was that
Oh,
was that the one we were talking about earlier? They found the kid in the freezer.
I
Was that
heard
with
about it
Raven?
briefly.
Was that the one with the mother sent the letter to the teacher? I agree. Revoke it.
Hi guys. How,
Hello.
Hey, how
Oh,
are you?
I'm not
she
having a
said.
good day. I've not been well,
I'm
and
sorry.
I'm going to vent right now, and then I'll go back to focus on what we're talking about. But um, I live on a small income, and I just sent my aide to the grocery store. Like I'm a list. I know how much money I have, and she comes back and she's like, "Well, I couldn't get this and this because you didn't have enough money." And long story short, I called the bank
Oh
and
no.
my account has been hacked again. It was just hacked 2 months ago. They stole all my money. Something called LegalZoom stole all of my money.
Oh.
Legal
Last
Zoom?
time it happened. And so I finally got it all back. Now they've disabled my card again. So now I don't have any money to, and so I gave them my email address and said, send me the, my, send me my bank statement online, to my email so I can go through because there's all these things the guy was telling me about. And I'm like, I never made that charge. I don't know who that is. Like these people are stealing money from people like myself.
Yeah.
I make just a little over $800 a month to live on, and they're stealing money. So now, after being on the phone with the bank, which I had to
That's
call
so
back,
aggravating.
spoke to the guy. He says, I'm going to put you through to a person that can get you hooked up to send that stuff to your email. But I went through this whole automated system that ended up hanging up on me. So then I call back, and this girl answers. She's like, you'll have to call back another time. I was like, wait a minute, don't hang up on me. And I said, I told her what happened. She's like, ma'am, my computer's down. I can't help you. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is a big bank of America, right? I hate them. And this has happened to me not twice, not 3 times that my account's been hacked. It has been hacked at least 7 or 8 times. I'm upset right now. I'm shaking. It's like
Hey,
I get no.
Robin, I don't mean to interrupt, but when you give your person that card, could they be
No.
you don't think they could
They
be
bring
taking your
receipts.
information and
They bring me
selling
my
it or
they bring me my receipts, and I keep up with it. No, it's not them. Somebody
Yeah,
is
but
taking
they could be
my.
selling the information.
yeah.
People take copies of cards and they give it to more sophisticated people and
Yeah.
they sell them the information and then they run the card and
Yeah,
boom.
she was sitting here the whole time. I was like so upset, crying. No, I don't believe she had anything to do with it.
Yeah, it's just a
At,
thought. Did you file a police report? You
did
need
I
to
what?
file a police report. File a police report.
No.
You need to do that.
Yeah.
Call the police department. I've been through something similar. Somebody in the fire department and Davie PD had someone file our taxes for us. And that was a nightmare trying to get our tax returns for like 10 months. We all went through it together, and the balls of the person to do it to the cops. I could see us firefighters, but to do it to the cops. But you need to file a police report.
Well, they've
You know,
already
where you live, the
like,
closest.
they've
Yeah,
already-
you have to file so they can look into who's using it. They can work with the bank to find out who these SOBs are.
And Robin, you should maybe have an alert for every transaction that goes out of your bank. You can get an alert, and that way when the transaction immediately goes out, you can it'll let you know.
That's an
There's
awesome idea. I have that. That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
You see, I mean, like I'm saying, like this just keeps happening to me, and the hard part is I still have the rest of the month to go, so now I got to try and find out where all this money is going to. That's why I got to figure out where all this, like, I need that money to live on.
Filing a police report is going to help you as well with the bank.
Yes.
So as fast as you can possibly do it, you need to do it. Get a case number. When you call the bank, tell them that you have a case number, you filed a police report, tell them everything that happened, and usually they will refund the money until they do an investigation. They say sometimes they can they'll take it back if they don't find it, but almost all the time they find out that it's definitely fraud,
Yeah.
and the fraud department handles it.
And that's who I was talking to, the fraud department, and they're good about getting my money back to me. It's just a pain, and it's just like, how can I stop happening? Like,
Robin, can I ask you a question? What was the name of the company again?
Bank of
LegalZoom.
America.
LegalZoom. They did the same thing to me a year ago.
LegalZoom, yeah,
They did the same thing to me a year ago. They unauthorizedly took purchases. I had no accounts with them.
Right.
They did the same thing with me. Called the bank, fraud department. They changed my bank card number and everything.
Yeah,
Somehow, a month later, they managed to do it to me again. So I called my bank upset, and I go, "How is it that they managed to do this to me when we changed my Visa debit card and stuff?" And they said, "Well, they could have called Visa and got the number with Visa." So at that moment,
What?
Yeah, they can. They can call the credit card company and get the number directly from the credit card company.
That's crap.
When I found that out myself. I yelled in my bank. So listen, this is what we did. This is what they did. Okay, they opened up. So fraud department opened up, and I disputed and said, yes, this is an unauthorized purchase. Then they will send you emailed certified private information for you to just fill out and then email it back to the bank. And then they started. Within 6 days, they had that closed and all my money was refunded back into my bank account.
Right.
Well, if it's a Visa logo, they're supposed to have it within 24 hours, I think.
Well, again, they're disputing it, right? So my bank is going to Visa and disputing Visa, saying this company was not allowed to take this money. Here's the proof. Visa returned the money back. So it took about 6 days for Visa to get the information, see it from my bank, and then indeed verify that I had no contract with them. I had no membership, no subscription, nothing. And they were never allowed to take my money. All my money got refunded back. But like I said, it was a horrible pain in the ass. They took all my money too. I had to change my debit cards twice. Like, these people were a nightmare, but they're finally gone.
But I don't have a Visa card. My card is a cash pay debit. So my money every month gets put on it. When money is gone, the money is gone. You know what I mean?
That's what mine was. Mine's a Visa debit as well. Yes, mine was a Visa debit as well. Doesn't matter. As long as whoever credit card company it is, like I said, they will call the company. Like I said, so you told the fraud department, I am disputing. These are unauthorized purchases. They never had my permission, and they're going to tell you to email any information to prove that you never had a membership, that you do not have a contract. I hate Zoom. They did it to me too. And it took like almost 6 months to get these people off my back, and like 2 cards changed, and it was a nightmare, but they finally got off my back.
Maybe change
I've
your
had
account
really
number.
good luck with Chase. Chase
That's
Bank,
who
I
I
don't know
have.
if they're close to you, but they've always been so good to me
Yeah,
with
she
issues
goes
like
straight,
that.
right to the fraud department. Tell them I want to
Mm-hmm.
file an unauthorized purchase, unauthorized debit, whatever you call it, and they start to fill out the paperwork and
Well,
they
I
email
do
it
have
to you.
another account through Suncoast Credit Union, and they are a good bank. And I signed the paperwork years ago, but I'm going to call Social Security and see if they can put my money into that bank every month, because I've never had any issues with that bank. You know, I was
And that's the thing, is it's not really the bank, it's these hacking people that just know how to, like I said, it's the bank does the best it can, but some of these people are just so sneaky in how they take the money out. And if you
Yeah,
don't shit and tell them,
listen,
sometimes they don't even notice it. It's really
Glam D
nasty.
made a very good point, Robin. You can Google LegalZoom fraud, and I bet they will come up as a fraudulent and scammer. Sometimes they'll mask as
Wow.
LegalZoom as well. So you
No,
just got
for
to be
me, it
careful.
was legitimately Zoom, because I had to call the 1-800 number in America and scream at these people saying, why do you keep robbing my money? And they were like, oh, we're sorry. And then next month they would take another payment, another payment. Then I finally went to my bank. What a nightmare, but they cleared it all out. 2 debit cards later, because like I said, I'm like, how did they take more money? They said, well, they can contact the credit card and get the number straight from the credit card. I'm like, this makes no sense. I'm like, this is
That's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
I get text all the time saying,
that you got money, click on this link.
no, confirm this
Okay.
Amazon order for this. It'll say like $974 treadmill.
I get
Whoa.
one iPhone
And
from
the
Yep.
first time I got it, I was like, what the hell is he buying?
I get
You
texts
know?
now.
I don't
I
blame
get
your
texts
hubby.
now that say, we made a mistake. Oh, we made a mistake. We owe you an
I'm
extra
like,
$172. Click on yes, and we can send you the funds. Anyways, block, delete, goodbye. Like, it's so bad how they're coming through to you to try
Yeah,
to
I
keep your
always
money.
delete all that crap. I don't buy into all that crap there. But I didn't mean to take away from what was going on. It was just like I'm sitting here.
No, but you got robbed.
I was
Listen, it turned my life upside down for a few
why
months. They
I
stole
go
my
through
money too.
every other friggin' month,
Yep.
and I don't have money like that.
Mhm.
Whether it's
right,
$10 or $100, I need
Robin,
that.
it doesn't matter if you
That's right.
do because it's yours. And
They're
that's what
stealing your
matters.
money.
It's
They're stealing
wrong.
your money. They stole my money. They stole your money. Get their
If
money back.
you're,
I'm surprised they're still around, but it is what it is.
Well, the natural gas company stole my money this month. If that
Mm.
makes any difference, but they didn't really steal it.
Well,
you
look
got
what happened
your
there.
services, but they robbed you still.
Yes, it tripled.
Hey, Tammy.
Hi. Okay, I was just waiting for this opportunity. Am I too
Hello,
loud?
Tammy. Nice to meet
That's
you.
No,
why
Oh, Tammy,
price
that's
out.
my mother-in-law.
Yes. Am I too loud?
no.
Okay. All right. I want to introduce y'all to my husband. Okay. I heard
Okay.
y'all hating on the utility companies. Okay.
Oh
Now I'm
no.
gonna, yeah. So I'm gonna let y'all know how your power bill is determined. Okay.
Wait, is
By
it gas
bending
or
us over a
power?
Well,
barrel.
now this is power. Huh?
Okay, my power was okay,
Oh, your
but I need
power
the
was okay.
yeah, it was my
She's talking about her
natural
gas.
gas bill.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And all my neighbors,
Well,
even around me, tripled, like to $300-400.
That's
okay.
In
gouging.
Florida, that's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, then you're safe. You don't have to come on.
God, I do not need the father-in-law to bitch at me today, please. Thank you,
See,
ma'am.
this is going to be your new daughter-in-law. Stop
Oh,
it.
well, gosh.
That's
Look
going to be your
at
new.
him.
That's my little
Hey.
Steve. These are all my new little friends.
Hey,
We
everybody.
need, hello. We
Aw,
need to give,
hi.
Now you have to call.
Hello.
what should we
When
call
I
him? Mr. Vintage?
They call him Mr. Z.
Mr. Z. Okay.
Right.
when I
Right.
grow up, I want to be Tammy.
And huh?
When I grow up, I want to be you.
Okay. Well, his last name is
Aw.
Zimmerman. Okay. And so Jace, my son, and they were having a discussion one day about the gender and thing. And so he went the next day telling them at work that he was going to have, they told him, he was talking about the conversation that they had about the they and the we and the stuff. So they told him he had to change his name. So now they just call him Zimmer they.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be funny.
Yeah. Aw.
But anyway, hey y'all.
That's funny.
Oh, God.
You're so funny. She's got good timing. Tammy does.
Yeah,
She's got really
love
good
it.
comedic timing. She
Well,
really does.
what's happened with Robin was so sad. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Thank
There's
you
a
all.
bunch of crooks out there. It's a bunch of crooks.
that
It's
story
horrible.
needs
It's
to be
horrible.
told.
It's horrible. When you log into your bank account expecting your money to be there and you see that somebody's robbed from you, you feel invaded. You feel absolutely
Oh,
invaded.
I know.
I
It's
cried to
getting
my
bad with the inflation too. It's causing more robberies, more thefts. People are walking out of the stores with like $1,000 of merchandise, and they're not getting. There's nothing happening to them. Cops won't even chase them.
Yeah,
In
so sad.
California, it's bad.
Oh yeah, I mean, like at Walmart, they're not even allowed to chase you unless it's someone from loss preventive or something like that. But like the door greeter, you can keep on going.
And
It's
y'all know.
Yeah, they
crazy.
just watch them do it. Yeah.
And y'all know.
But it's also the door greeter. Do you ever see the door greeter? Do they look like someone who's going to tackle? They look like people that can tackle someone to the ground. Security should be near the front gates, but not the nice people going, "Hi, welcome to Walmart. Here's your happy face sticker." I don't really see them as much of a, that person stole a product, jump, like just dive on them. But they should have security at the front doors for somebody that if they spot it and say security and point it out, and then the security can grab them.
Yes.
But
That's
y'all
like
know.
the jewelry stores and have that security now. They'll go in there and do that, break the glass, steal the jewelry, and haul ass.
I've seen videos like that. Yeah, like seen videos on YouTube. People that do that. That's some brazen shit. I just ain't interested in any of that stuff, people. I don't want to go to jail. People, if it's connected to jail, I ain't touching it. The end.
But I don't get to go to Walmart. I don't get to go out of my. I'm in my apartment. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to go to the bank and raise hell. I don't get. Like it. I do everything from my bed basically because that's where
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 99% of the time.
Right, and that
Yeah,
makes
it's
it
your
more
disability
frustrating.
makes it hard. Yeah.
So it's just like,
Do you ever get to
make
get out, Robin?
what, babe?
Do you ever get to get out, like, of the house? Get some
Um,
fresh air?
well, like if I go front and smoke a cigarette on my porch, that's it. But 2 weeks ago, when I had to go for an hour's worth of X-rays, it was the first time I'd been out of my apartment in about 2 months, 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
I have a doctor's appointment on Friday. Now that's just I'll go to the office and then I'll come right back home. That's the most I'll get out with just go to his office and then come back home. So I mean it's very
That's right.
minimal. That's it. That's and it'll probably be 2 months or more before I go out again.
Mm,
It's not like I have the freedom to just
go out
I
when
don't
you want.
yeah, and I can't go out and shop and buy clothes. If I try and buy something online, half the time it's not what I thought it'd be, and I have to send it back, and that requires me sending an aide to the post office to send it back, and I don't know. I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself. Kind
No,
of am
but
feeling that, but I'm just pissed off. Damn it!
I
yeah.
know, but if
I
you
get
started
it.
off
I get
small,
I get it.
just a change of scenery. I mean, just even in your room, like a different chair one day, just to look out the window. It's got to make you feel a little better.
Yeah.
I've been
I
looking
mean,
online to buy a new comforter set. Because it's
Yeah.
oh,
so much. I want a new comforter set, damn it. Something new to look at.
you gotta have good
Yes.
bed sheets. Oh God, you gotta have good bed sheets. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
So
It makes all the difference.
It really does. It really does.
now I got to deal with all this baloney that's going
So
on.
does having a partner between those bed sheets with you. Oh, problems.
Of
Oh,
Yeah.
course.
my luck.
I went there. Hey, not all of us are single. Not all of us are married. I went there.
I know.
My luck, I pick
What's
a crazy partner. I always do pick the losers.
Well, you just got to get your
Yeah.
picker checked.
Yeah,
It's
get your picker
them.
checked.
Get your
Or
picker checked. It's all about your picker.
My
You get to
pick is
pick
or
them, honey.
my
yes, or
picker.
pick something that you would not like. If you go toward him, then you might then say, "Oh, I better get him then." That's
Yeah,
what you
that's
do.
how I
Right.
am.
Because you'll
Exactly.
generally you'll if you have like the same guys over and over, you generally try something or someone that you normally wouldn't, and it's a match. I swear it really is. Really?
Here's some weird things. All right, I don't like I don't like a man who bites their nails.
Ugh,
Mhm.
Me
neither.
neither. No,
I don't like men that have ugly feet.
no.
A
You
what?
know, there's
A what? A,
I don't like men who have ugly feet.
oh, ugly feet.
Oh, so you have a foot fetish, you're
Oh.
telling me.
Yeah,
No, I don't got a foot. No, I don't got a foot
and
fetish, but I
I
don't
don't
want to see no Sasquatch feet either.
Yeah.
oh, I like
They can
nice
wear socks. If
big
they're a
feet.
That's
great
true.
person,
Uh-uh.
wear socks.
That's true.
Ew. I don't want no socks with on my glove.
I
But
have a
in
perfect suggestion, Robin.
what?
It's called AdamandEve.com. I need you to go there after this live,
Oh,
okay?
what's next? It's called Pornhub.com, Robin. Check it out there too.
I
Hey,
promise they don't have ugly
Stick
feet.
with the comforter. Just stick with the comforter.
stick with the
Stick with the
comforter.
comforter. There we go.
I'm
Just
dead.
Stick with
stick,
the
stick with the comforter.
I think
Robin,
you're
what else
right.
can you not stand?
I think you're right with just stick with the comforter.
Okay, so you
And the
don't
best thing,
like
if you want to find a
people
partner,
who
don't
bite their
worry about the
nails.
things you don't
You don't
like. Look
like
at the
the
things
ugly
you love.
feet. Now, what else is it?
I like a man that
That's it.
I like a man
I
that
like
has
a man.
Talk about it.
ethnicity,
Okay.
ethnicity and color.
Mm-hmm.
Say that
Okay.
again.
I like an ethnic man of
Uh-huh.
color,
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Me
and
too,
Is
girl.
laughter
Hey.
important? Do you need a
I
guy
like
that
a
makes you
man.
laugh?
I like a man with a good sense of humor.
There you go.
I like a
Mhm.
man who likes to watch movies.
Mhm.
I
So we
like
like
a
to spend
man.
quality time.
I
Good.
like a man that can carry on an intellectual conversation,
Ah,
Mhm.
very nice.
and who knows how to use. If you use a big word, you know the exact meaning of it,
Okay.
and
Once
when
you
to
find
use it.
all of that, Robin, you don't even pay attention anymore to the feet. You don't pay attention more to any of that. Why? Because it's the personality of the person that you fall in love with is who they are, not how their body is positioned or not
Bullshit.
positioned.
You gotta find them first attractive. You gotta find
Well, I
a
mean,
little
that's
bit something
part of it.
Yeah,
special.
you gotta
Part of
have
it.
that.
But I'm saying the feet part. I'm like, if she finds a wonderful man with a person on all these other things, if his feet aren't the greatest, you're not even going to notice the feet anymore. When he's too busy making you laugh and making you feel special and spending quality time, those small little things, you won't even notice it anymore.
Yeah, but Robin is right. You don't want him to look like a pterodactyl. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Guys.
Eagle feet.
Yeah.
You
Oh
know, he
my
doesn't have to
gosh.
be skinny. He could be voluptuous. I don't know if you use that word for a man.
Good
But he,
teeth.
No.
Good job.
yeah, he can have good job. You know, he doesn't have to be rich and
It
money.
helps.
It
But
helps. Yeah.
No,
That's what
I'm
I always
just
say.
joking. I'm
No,
just
no.
joking.
I always say, it's easier to cry in a Mercedes. I'm telling you, it really is. And just saying. My
But you're
first car
right.
was,
Yeah.
yeah,
When I met Steve, he was a
I
helper at the power company. So, you know.
yeah.
I
Exactly.
found that learning red flags in a relationship is really helpful. Like I didn't know there was red flags. And after my last it was horrible. I was mentally emotionally abused for a long time and I didn't even realize it. And I was
Mhm.
like talking to everybody like I'm walking on eggshells. I feel like a robot. And I really wasn't comprehending what was going on with me. until he took my son from a previous marriage and threw him up against a wall for no reason.
Oh hell no, hell
Yeah,
to no, no, no,
exactly.
no, no,
And I
hell
got him out, and then I
no.
planned an escape when he was gone at work, and I left. And boy, he was pissed. They get really pissed when you leave them.
When
But
when
that's
they
the
can't
first.
control you any longer, that's when they get
Right, it's
mad.
the control. Like he's a
Yes.
control freak. And I learned a lot by learning the red flags. And now I look back at it and I'm like, oh God, I wish I had known that was a bad sign. I listened to my intuition on that. But when you're like in love and you're really attracted to somebody, I mean, he was 6'3", dark hair, blue eyes. He's like my Prince Charming. I ignored a lot of those red flags instead of
Yeah.
listening, and I paid for it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's important.
And also, I come with a lot of baggage. I have PTSD. And I have therapy every 2 weeks. I don't miss my therapy sessions. I do a lot of work on myself, but there's so much damage that it's a lifetime,
Yeah.
right? So I know that I come with these things. And
Robin, everybody
But so does
has
everybody else, yeah.
everybody has
Right.
some baggage. There's
And
you're
I
already
Yeah.
putting yourself down, saying there is not a single man on this earth that could ever like me or love me because my life is this. Don't say that. Again, you got to put
There's
yourself
someone for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yes.
and I have my health issues too, so it's like,
And that someone won't mind. That someone will hold your hand to that, doctors. Just remember that. Never give up.
I guess
As
I
long
have,
as you hold your hand with them. Absolutely. You got to
I
hold each other's
agree.
hand in those times.
I
Yeah,
do want someone to hold my hand.
of course.
Okay, so let's start making your dating profile. Where's it going to be? eHarmony, Match? What do you
Oh
want?
God, that's the last thing she needs is like a Tinder or what are these Tinder dates? People are like
Do not,
psycho on there.
do
That's the
not.
last thing she needs.
It's either farmers only or Christian mingle for Robin.
Yeah.
Kim said Adam and Eve.
Tammy's, you're muted.
Yeah, Adam and Eve. I'm single. Works
Robin,
perfect. They don't even fucking talk.
can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Robin,
Yeah, we
you
hear
meet somebody at the grocery store, okay? Do
But I
not be going on these crazy, don't be listening to these crazy women,
She
don't.
doesn't
okay?
go to the grocery store.
I don't.
Well, start calling a lot of Uber Eats, but don't meet
Yeah,
these
that's
crazy
one way to do
people.
it. He's got a job.
Do not meet these crazy
Yeah.
people.
Just
No, I'm just
open the
joking
door
with
and
y'all.
say, I got an all you can eat buffet right here, honey.
Right. Hey, you got a clip you can show them from that other day,
Speaking of
Oh man,
Uber,
we can talk about that.
I love you.
speaking of Uber, there is a woman, a young, beautiful woman who is in, I want to say Georgia or Florida. She um was like almost like she was young, but she was kind of like the mother of all the college kids, you know what I mean? And she was going, I think, to school to be a doctor or something. And the Uber driver either took her to the hospital or took her. I was actually going to have it in this evening's program. Or took her. I think he took her to the hospital, and by the time he got her there, she was basically dead. And they don't know why because they said she got in the car fine.
Huh. Oh my God.
When did this happen?
Let me find it.
Oh my Lord.
Here it is. Excuse me. Okay. Let me pull it up.
You all right over there, Robin?
Student dies after night out during Mardi Gras. Everybody mute your microphones for a second, please.
New Orleans police are now investigating the death of a college student. Now, University of New Orleans student Kaya Jordan Whetstone was dropped off at a hospital on Saturday morning where she was pronounced dead. It remains unclear who dropped her off. News Nation's Aaron Nolan is joining us now this morning with more on where this investigation stands. Aaron?
Well, Adrian, she was known as the mother of her group, always making sure that everyone got home safely. But after an early Mardi Gras party last Saturday, Kaya Whetstone is now dead, and police and investigators now retracing what might have happened.
She was just overall the best person that I've ever met.
Shock over the death of 21-year-old Kaya Whetstone. The University of New Orleans student was studying psychology with hopes of working with children.
She's the most kind heart and free spirit, and she was just like a really good person.
Whetstone reportedly took a ride home after going to a Mardi Gras event with friends last Friday. The focus now turns to the timeline between Whetstone leaving the group and getting to the hospital the next day. New Orleans police say Whetstone arrived at the hospital after 7 a.m. Saturday in an unknown car. While police would not confirm that the vehicle Uber is releasing a statement. The driver's account has been deactivated. Our thoughts are with Kaya Whetstone's family as they grieve the loss of their daughter. We stand ready to assist law enforcement with their investigation. New Orleans coroner says it could to 2 months to determine her cause of death. This as reactions from Whetstone's friends from her hometown in Bainburg, South Carolina, to the suburbs of New Orleans continue to pour in.
She did not deserve this by any means.
The University of New Orleans president, Dr. John Nicklow, also responding with a statement. As a university, few things are more challenging than dealing with the sadness of the death of a student. Our thoughts are with family and friends. We are offering counseling services to students and employees who need support.
This investigation still in the very early stage here. New Orleans police say that it could take months to figure out exactly what happened to Kaya Whetstone. Adrian.
It's just a story. Thank you so
That's so sad.
Yes. So, they
so
suspended
beautiful.
the Uber driver. That seems suspicious.
Well,
Hmm.
pending investigation, I mean, I can understand as she was last seen right in that car, so I can understand it. I mean, if for investigation reasons. It could sadly be something as she could have had alcohol poisoning. Somebody could have maybe laced something she was drinking with a drug and she just never knew it. Like it's
Yes, but
sad.
I'm just saying, ladies, never take an Uber by yourself with a man, particularly.
No.
Especially at that
Ever.
situation.
That is so sad. She's so
And
young.
even
She looks
if
so
something
healthy.
was laced, even if something was laced, how did she get out of the car? That Uber driver, apparently, if it was, I don't know details, somebody would have had to get her out of that car to put her in
Yeah.
the hospital. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's shady right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna have to wait for toxicology. I mean, if she had no obvious trauma on her
soon.
body or somewhere, they're gonna wait for toxicology to come back to see maybe what was in her system. Oh, that is very sad.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
She always looked out for others and nobody watched out for her. That
Isn't that the
sucks.
sad?
I feel
Yeah.
bad for her family, too. They have to be so devastated. It just makes me so sad.
She had a beautiful, beautiful girl. Life
Mhm.
gone at 21. Damn.
What's wrong with people?
Oh, no, Heather, they Uber deactivated the driver's account.
That's suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they know exactly where they are. They have the GPS and they have recording devices.
Well, yeah, I was
that
gonna say,
must
good
go
thing
all
with
the
these
time.
Ubers is they're kind of like cabs where they have the cameras in them. They have the cameras,
Yeah.
you can see the passengers and themselves. So,
Yeah.
hopefully they'll retrieve that information. And yeah, wow.
That's a good shorty, Jersey. When I take an Uber, I'm always on the phone with someone from point A to point B. Very
That's
good.
smart.
Very smart.
Can I share a short story with you?
Yes, just 1 second, Robin. Vet girl, the Uber driver allegedly dropped her off at the hospital. Go ahead, Robin.
Okay, so back before the panorama started, the C word, whatever you want to call it. Medicaid paid for my transportation to doctors. So, I always specified I needed a bigger vehicle to get in and out of due to my conditions, so on and so forth. They would, once in a while, they'd send this company all the way from Orlando, which is an hour away from me, over here to pick me up. I'm going to make this short. This guy shows up. He speaks no English. I speak un
Just
Espanol.
your type. You said you wanted ethnic. Get with the
No,
groove, girl.
no,
Just
please
kidding.
don't.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Please
just kidding.
don't, okay? Because I have to sit in the front seat with this man who speaks no English. All
Why
right.
did he make you sit in the front seat?
I could not get into the back seat. It was a small car. And because of my knee, I can't bend it. I have issues.
Yeah.
I need a knee replacement because of my health problem, my back and my knee. Like I can't bend certain ways. So,
Hmm.
anyways, they sent the wrong vehicle, but I had to get the ride to my therapy, which is 35 minutes away. So I get in the front seat. At this time, I was practicing Islam. I had on my long skirt, my 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 long top. The only thing my hijab was on. The only thing that showed was my face and my hands. Okay.
Yes.
He proceeds to put his hand on my thigh.
Oh my God.
I
Oh my
screamed at
God.
him to stop touching me. He did it again, and I'm screaming, and I'm in this car with this man. I get on the phone with someone, and now I'm starting to have disassociation because of the.
Yeah.
So I'm telling my friend, I want to jump out of the car as it's moving. Like a lot went on. It was traumatic. I get there, I get out of the car, and then he starts patting me on the back. Again, I start screaming at him, "Don't touch me." So I go upstairs to my therapist. I'm a mess. I'm shaking. I'm crying. I tell her what happens. Now, at this point, I can't even tell you what happened. I can't tell you how I got home. But I do know that when I got home, I made a police report that man was to never be on this property again. And I reported it to the Medicaid transportation company that they were to never use this company for me again. So I did have a very traumatic experience. And this is one of the reasons why I have some just added to issues that I already have.
Insult to injury.
Exactly.
Mm.
So, like, I don't trust anyone.
Wow,
I don't
Lisa, that's crazy. I can understand that, Robin. PTSD and having that happen. Damn.
Robin, did you say it was Uber or who was it?
No, it was Medicaid transportation. They subcontract to other people.
They probably, I wonder how many people he's done that to.
Yeah, I'm sure he's done it to many. And I set it up.
Wow.
I told you nothing was provocative about what I was wearing,
No, trust me.
in a hijab and totally covered as a Muslim woman.
Hmm.
I was so distraught. Like I
That's
said,
why you dress like that, is to be modest,
I
right?
called
I
the
mean, it's
police. I called the insurance company. I told them what happened. And from that point on, they found a specific. There was this one lady, and she drove me to my appointments from that point on. And then the panorama happened, and they stopped.
Jeez.
And since then, I don't. My church usually takes me to my appointments now.
And
And
you
they're
didn't
Thank
very.
you
God.
didn't report it, Robin? You didn't call the police and report it?
I did.
Thank you,
I called
Glam
the
D.
police and reported it. That's the
Oh, you
first
did.
thing I
Okay.
did.
Thank you,
But
Glam D,
I
for your kind super chat.
disassociated. I can't tell you what happened in my therapist's office. I
Right.
can't tell you how I got home. I can only tell you that when I did get home, I started coming around, and that's when I made the police report. and I called the insurance company. But
Are
that's
you
the
insinuating that you went back with the same gentleman that drove you home and something happened and you don't? I'm not understanding.
I think I had to ride home with him because that was the only ride. But I can't tell you anything about that ride because I disassociated.
That's huge with PTSD. It's your
Oh,
brain tries to
thank
shut off.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Thank you, Vet Girl. She says, very important safety tip. Hit share location on cell phone whenever using driving services alone. Record is a good idea as well on microphone, or record is good idea as well on microphone and video. Yes.
Wow, that's great advice.
And this man was laughing. Laughing.
There's some,
Jeez.
really sick individuals out there.
And I wanted to jump out of the car.
You know something, Robin? I think that he almost profiled you because I think he thought because you were dressed as a modest Muslim woman that you wouldn't say anything ever. Maybe. Because, a
That
lot of
could be
Muslim women
too.
are very, very quiet.
And I
And
wish
they would
now,
They
never
don't
say
fight
something.
back.
Hmm.
Yeah.
and I wish now that I would have beat the living shit out of him.
Yes. I
Yeah.
know, but I mean,
But it triggered my
he.
PTSD. And I
Mhm.
started
Yeah, you went into
disassociating.
freeze.
Yeah, I
When you start
started
to dissociate, it's terrible.
yeah. My brain started to shut off. I don't know how to describe disassociation, but it's
It's like your brain tries to save yourself from any more trauma, and
yeah,
it just switch. It's like a switch. I can
yeah,
explain it perfectly because that's happened to me, or it just switch.
For me,
And
it's like
then,
my mind, me being outside of my body,
yes.
almost.
yeah.
Yeah.
But this time it was like my eyes were closed.
Yeah. Like you're not seeing anything.
Yeah.
You don't even, you're just like going through the motions. You don't even realize what's happening to you at a certain point.
Total
I get
darkness.
it.
Yeah, it was total
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah. Well, I'm so sorry that.
I am too. I'm very sorry, Robin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't get it. You don't put your hands on somebody else. You don't touch
Yeah.
somebody else, especially when you don't just put your hands on a woman. It's just like
Yeah.
touch me like that. It's disgusting. And the whole statement, oh, she dressed that way. I don't care if she came out and flashed her boobs.
Doesn't
yeah.
matter. That's
Put your hands on that other person.
that's exactly right.
Right.
And
That's
it
the
was
first thing they should learn as kids.
it was medical transport. It wasn't
Right.
even Uber. It was medical
Was he
transport.
fired?
Well, I would assume so.
I
Because
hope.
A
I
lot
hope
of those,
contacted the company in Orlando where he's from. He was he was um he was banned from ever coming, what do you call it? What's it called? Not to come back on this property or ever contact me or come around
Like
me
a
or any.
restraining order.
Yes, thank you.
But I hope he can't get a job working and doing the same job with any other company, because that's how he could be
He
targeting his
probably wasn't even
victims. He
he's
probably
probably not even
maybe be
legal in
targeting
this
his victims
country.
because they are have a disability or vulnerability, and that's why he's choosing to drive for that. That's horrible.
the driving companies don't pay a lot, and their
Well, they could have been paying him
qualifications
under
are
the
very
table too.
low.
Yeah.
That could be as well. These
He's,
companies
if he was an
aren't.
immigrant.
He was, yes.
Yeah.
He wasn't even a legal citizen.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
be anyone. I'm just saying, like, that whole scenario just brought all that up for me.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Understandable.
Yeah. He
I'm
should be
sorry.
banned.
It's like negative Nancy tonight.
No.
First with the bank.
Everyone's being very compassionate in chat, supporting you. So, Yeah, I think a lot of times these people, they get contracted out, these businesses, and they'll just hire the cheapest person that they can find. And, there needs to be
Yeah.
a better standard because sometimes you're hauling around the most vulnerable people to our society. And for people to have some sleaze bag, with women and even men and children who are most vulnerable, that is a tragedy at the least and a crime, for sure.
Oh, they should
So,
be doing background checks and criminal checks and all of these things in between.
Yeah,
but
what they should do and what they do are two different.
that's true. And
I'm
these people,
not
they
really bad.
they take a lot of these jobs uh for the most vulnerable people. They know where to go, these type of people.
Yeah.
And he said he was maybe some type of person who, I don't know. I'm very sorry.
Yeah. Like I said, I think I'm having a really rough night all of a sudden since I just, yeah.
The triggers that that you just had, that's understandable because it's part of the PTSD.
I'm taking
Yeah.
some Ativan right now.
Yeah, just try to relax as much as you
Yeah.
can.
Danielle says that she had a scary story with a taxi driver, one of her friends.
Oh God. It's so hard being a woman, my point of
I
view.
can,
It's
yeah.
I've had a lot of sexual harassment and and just living with that, it's rough.
Yes. Fed Girl says medical transport is covered under patient rights. If any insurance company paid for transport, please notify them.
I did.
Hopefully they did something.
Yeah, they wouldn't use that company anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it should
okay.
be more than that. I mean, for
Yeah.
No, it should
the
be.
driver.
It took them 6 months after they said they investigated it. It took them 6 months to send me a letter of their investigation. And guess what? They just fired the guy. That's all they did.
Well,
That was their big
there would have
investigation.
been a court date. We would have showed up in court, and he would have had to face a judge.
I felt
In my
like
opinion.
shit on me when they sent me that piece of paper.
Does anyone know who Heels in the Air is?
I just typed through something in
Um,
private chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she's or he is
It's in
a
the
troll. Yeah, I've seen them before not being very nice.
That's why I wanted to just put it in the private chat and not say it out loud. So
It's a
I don't want
mocking
to draw
channel.
much attention to it.
It's a negative mocking
Oh,
channel.
sorry.
To
Okay.
you guys of heels on the ground.
So it's whatever you would prefer. Right now, it's hidden.
Well, I mean,
I protect you no different than I protect this. I would protect you the
yeah,
same.
I mean, I don't know why anybody would have a
I don't
hate
know either.
channel. I just don't understand
Hey,
it.
guess what? I came across a video that somebody did, and they hated on me and you together. I was like, really? It's so simple. That's why I'm done. I don't, like I said, people. I'm not a huge. I don't care.
I literally, there's only one
It's ridiculous.
person that I watch about a video about me. Literally one, and I refuse to watch anything else. The
Don't.
one that I watch about me is Mr. Vlogger.
I knew that.
Well, God bless you. You're the smart guy. You're the smart one. You stick to the entertainment. I'm too busy all hawk-eyed open, like making sure no one gets sniped out.
What someone thinks about me is none of my business. I mean, that's the way I feel. Like,
I actually see really good things said about you.
oh, thank you.
There's a couple jerks out there I've seen
Of
that I just
course, you're not gonna
ignore,
please
or
everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say really good things about you, which is very
No,
cool to
thank you.
see.
Yeah, I like
Guess who
Mr. Vlogger.
guess who gave Mr. Vlogger a wrench yesterday?
Who?
Voices.
What? Oh my god.
That's
That's
funny.
funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Um, yeah, but
Hmm.
just no, we don't hate on anybody here. Um, just because I may not care for a creator, I'm not gonna spend time bashing them or talking about. I just not gonna do it because listen, nobody wants to hear it. Unless you're so negative, and that's how you live your life, then those are the people that should probably go to the negative channels, but everybody's welcome here. We support everybody as long as you're kind and nice, and that's the way we'll continue to work it.
Hey, Justin,
It's
Tara
really
wants a link if she could come up.
that simple. Of course.
Thank you.
Ladies, I put something in private chat. If you could take a look at it, please. And if you decide to do it, just put your name beside it for me, please.
Hey, Tara.
Hey,
Hi, Tara.
just I wasn't dogging you. I just wanted to make sure that he wanted it because I don't know if you misread it by mistake. That's all.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean.
Because I asked Justice if he wanted the
Thank you,
person
Sandra.
Oh, that's
him.
okay. Oh, that's okay. Because Karen, no, somebody else asked the same question. And so I just decided to type him in the private chat and explain to him that I hid this person, the reason why I hid it, and explained if you would like me to change it, I can change
No,
it for you.
I didn't know if you saw it in chat that I asked
I did.
him.
I didn't see what they said. No, I didn't see.
They just said something about
Yeah,
Hey,
why
Robin, I'm
were they
gonna
blocked?
mute you, or
That's all.
can
Yeah.
you mute yourself, please, Robin? Thank you. Okay, go ahead,
Yeah,
Tara. What you?
they're respectful. They just asked. Yeah, they just asked me. They just asked in general why the person was blocked. And so instead of me responding back to the person in the chat, I decided to just
I
tell
mean, if they
himself
didn't
so
say a
that if he wanted to.
disrespectful thing, then you can unblock. You can.
it said the company would have had a record of the driver that took you home.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, that's their opinion. So yeah, that's fine. You can undo it. I mean, as long as it doesn't matter who comes here, as long as they're respectful, is a respectful comment, and they're not being a troll. Absolutely, they can. Doesn't matter.
Somebody else unhid them, so.
Okay.
So Kim, we need pictures. Send them to
Thank you,
Justice.
Cancer Survivor.
Oh my God.
Appreciate
No,
it.
I'm sending them to you.
Send them to me. I'll put my number in the private chat.
Fucking sending it to you. And when you laugh, I laugh so hard I couldn't see straight. Did anybody else do the snow challenge in their area?
The snow challenge. What's the snow challenge?
I really don't think you could do it, Justin.
Okay. What is
You
it?
could do other things.
Well, yeah, but I'd probably pass out if you told me.
What is it?
Oh my God. Why in the hell do y'all get on me like this? You want me to tell you what it is? All right, here we go. So you don't have no ice. You just have that fresh, fluffy, stuff. So what you got to do is you got to wait till it's nighttime when no one sees you. And you got to run outside in a tank top. And you got to pull up your shirt real quick and have no bra on and throw your boobs on the snow so it'll make an imprint.
Oh, I
And
do
I
that
did
all
it.
the time.
Do you see? I'm not the only
Kim,
crazy
you're the
fucker.
best.
And so
I'm just kidding.
I recorded it. And I took pictures of my imprint. I was so
Yeah, I would
freaking
be
proud
singing
of
high notes.
myself.
I'd be hallelujah, hallelujah.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, yes, I did it. Finally.
Not
Yeah.
nice though. I would never do it in ice.
Oh, I'd probably try anything, knowing me, just to laugh.
I can't believe that you're storming and we're 65 degrees here.
It's just ice. It's like real ice.
We're 80 in Florida.
You know, Lori, I'm tired of the braggers on panel.
Yeah, I was just
You
gonna
know,
say
me
it's nice
too,
to live in
Tara.
Florida.
Right?
Kick all the Floridians off, I tell you.
They gotta go.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It
Exactly.
kind of sucks though on my end because I've had 2 days where I didn't run my AC. And that's like in the winter. I agree. I don't want it 30 degrees or 20 degrees because that would kill me physically. But damn, I want to just not have to put the air on for a couple months.
Oh, stick
Oh,
it.
so
That's
It's
just the
nice.
easiest thing to.
Lori,
Yeah.
I feel so
Don't have to
bad for
run
you.
Yes. It must suck to just, cool off during the
I know, the
winter.
violin playing. I know.
Yes. World's smallest
I'm with
violin.
you because I'm here in Florida too. So yeah, it's nice when we can turn the AC off and open the windows and enjoy the nice cool air.
God forbid you have to go in the pool to cool off.
There.
Has anyone seen Heidi today?
She's not feeling good.
No, I
Oh,
haven't. Oh, she
Has
did a
anyone?
really good live last night.
yeah, I saw
Got
she
to
was
meet her
live at like 2
son.
o'clock.
Her son is adorable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He just loves his mama, don't
He does.
How old is the son? Hey, Shannon.
22.
Oh, he's young. He's a baby.
Yeah.
She's got babies.
She has an older boy, right? He was the youngest.
I think a 25-year-old, and then he was 22, the one that we met last night.
Okay.
He's really a doll.
She has
Like,
kids the
so
same age as me,
cool.
25 and 22.
Yeah,
Yep.
Tara.
And 13.
13.
Yeah.
Yes. That's your age right there.
No. It's my youngest one.
Oh, I thought you was saying your age was that.
No,
Yeah, I thought so
Friday.
too. Sorry.
Friday, I'm turning 49. It'll be my last birthday.
Don't say that.
Oh.
I don't want that
Yeah,
other one.
not
Metaphorically.
literally.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not one of those juju people. I'm not one of those.
I know, but I am. So I'm a juju and a foo-foo. So.
But Kim has to know that her camera was not working last night because of the pictures I sent her.
That's true. I don't know
What?
why that was happening. It was frustrating the hell out of me.
Uh-oh.
Well, Tara, you could come down here. I got an extra room, and you could celebrate your birthday down here in the Sunshine State.
Hey, sending you good karma.
Aw.
Yeah, where did Tammy go? She got quiet and then jumped
Tammy?
off. Yeah, vintage.
Oh,
She is so hilarious.
I find her so funny.
She is.
Hilarious.
And she's funny.
Seems like a really sweet person too.
Yeah.
Did you hear me, Tara?
Yeah, but I have this thing called a child, and that I have to get to school and get.
Oh,
She's my love. I can't
well,
leave her.
the invitation's always open for any of you ladies. Geez, I would love company. Are you kidding?
Oh.
For
Tara
anyone to come.
cracks me up. She sounds like my old military buddy from Brooklyn. She probably
That's
is your
not
old
very
military
nice.
from Brooklyn.
That's
Get
really
your
messed
butt
up.
up here, Vintage.
Where is she down there?
She said, I'm here letting the OGs handle it. No!
No, you are an OG.
Yes, ma'am. I love listening to her. She's
I
so
would not
funny.
want to piss Tara off. I'll just say that.
Oh, I saw a woman smack her kid today. You really did not want to be her.
Oh God.
Oh.
In public?
In public.
Ah, I love going after those people. Ah, the ones who are so
Wait, where
brazen
did
hit
you
their kids in
smack her
public.
at? On her face or her butt?
She smacked her in the butt first, and then ripped her arm, and then pulled her hair.
What?
What?
I would have
One,
clocked
y'all.
her.
but
Oh.
one
Telling
had
you
on
that if I
your
was a woman, I would clock her. That's ridiculous.
But I knew where she got it from because once I started yelling at her, her mother got out of the car and started beating her.
Mullet. I don't know.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
comical.
this is insane. Oh, how horrible. That's crazy. That means this kid probably gets hit by the grandmother and the mother.
No, the grandmother said, I told you, do not lay a finger on her.
Oh, to the child. Oh, okay.
Oh, good for grandma.
Yeah.
Good.
You should have walked over and shook grandma's hand and said, "Good job, grandma."
No, because I thought she was an animal too, so I
Oh.
didn't.
I can
I'm
tell
one of
y'all.
those, you don't put your hand on anybody.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah, it's still shocking. It's still shocking if you do see somebody that actually hits their kid in public. You're still shocked when you see it. Like it takes you like a minute to actually realize that, like, you know what I mean? Because you're still in shock going, did I really see that in public? Like, did somebody really just hit their kid? And then when that whole passes, it's just, like I said, you're just absolutely angry and enraged. You just can't believe someone is that brazen to just hit their kid right in public, because those
Well,
people,
and
the same people
what
that are
they
hitting
would
their kids at home, they're the same
what
people.
they would do behind.
So I said, that's how you know definitely that child's coming from an abusive thing. Because if that parent is so brazenly calm to do it in public, I can imagine what's being done behind closed doors.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Tammy?
Oh, well, just to be, I always whoop mine in the bathroom at Walmart, but don't think anybody.
No, see,
I always have to take them off.
I got whipped. But it was you went to we go to the freaking car or something like that. That was what it was.
Oh, I had that eyebrow, that would go up, and
Yeah.
I could tell you about the story where my sister and I, my niece got into drugs really bad, and my sister and I kidnapped her baby. We went and found the baby and kidnapped it, and then I kidnapped her. If you want me to.
Sure.
Okay, well, she got in. This was back in the early 90s, I guess. And believe it or not, we always didn't have cell phones. And so when you talk about like going away from your family back then, I mean, really, there wasn't anything to track
Right.
or anyway. Well, anyway, so my older sister and I, she's 16 years older than I, like I said, we started stalking just everywhere we thought she would be. And so one day we were going through, like, it was a trailer park, and we were going through it, and we saw the baby just out there by himself. And so we grabbed him up. He was probably about 4. And so we grabbed him up and we blew the horn until somebody came out. And it was a drug play. It was just really bad. And so we said, we've got this baby. We've got this baby. And then later on, she ended up calling us. And so I knew she was having to get to a phone somewhere. So a couple of days later, my best friend and I, we went and we stocked up with cigarettes and coffee. And we got there about 6 o'clock in the morning at this little Zippy Mart. I don't know what y'all call them, little 7-Eleven things. And we posted out there all day. And about 2 o'clock, I saw her coming walking down like the street. And she got on the payphone. And as soon as she got on that payphone, I literally like grabbed her and put her in my car. Okay.
Right.
And so I brought her home with me. That lasted maybe 3 months. She did good. And then she got back into it all again. And she went around town and wrote bad checks everywhere around town. And so somehow my sister, they were still on her address, but she got the notices. So we spent the day going around to everywhere that she had wrote bad checks and had them put out a warrant. Because at this point, we didn't know where she was. So we had them all go and swear out a warrant for her. And then we staked out again. We found out where she was. And I'm not always saying get the police involved because sometimes it just doesn't work. But we got the police involved. They got her. She had to go to jail. She had to go to rehab, and things worked. They worked their way out. You know, I'm not saying she never had any trouble or anymore, but I did that. I sat out in front of a Zippy Mart, and
I
then
agree
just kind
with
of like
that though.
kidnapped
Consequences
them.
is huge. Teaching kids
Yeah.
consequences,
Yes.
absolutely. We love them, but when we don't teach them consequences, that's when they go nuts, it seems,
But
Right.
you
And
know?
they don't
we
take you to jail for a bad check anymore.
well, this like I said, this was like in the
Back then they did.
90s. I want to
Yeah.
say in the
Yeah.
90s because y'all know I'm
Back
old here.
no,
Mm.
back then they did take
You're
you. I
not
mean,
old.
Kicking it.
no, you're not old. But nowadays people can bounce them. It's got to be like a significant amount before.
They'll even get you. Well, hell, does anybody even write checks anymore? I mean,
I was about
Oh
to
yeah,
say, does any place even take checks anymore?
right.
absolutely.
Up here,
I
yeah.
haven't seen a
Up in
check in
Canada,
years.
Canada, I don't think money, no. I mean, business-wise, I remember the old days, you can write checks at the grocery store, like everywhere. But now, in that sense, for purchase buying, I don't think they do checks anymore for that stuff.
No,
Yeah.
at Walmart and
Everything's
everybody takes
online.
checks.
But it
Yeah.
made me think of that story was earlier you were saying something about like the family dynamic has like changed a little bit, it seems like. I mean, I'm just
Well,
saying if they're
it's
your
changed.
second, third cousin's neighbor and you see something, I mean, you get out there and figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But drugs has played a part for a long time. Like I said, that was in the 90s and it's still going on today with couples and children. And my
Addiction.
nephew, it was my great nephew, but he could have been a missing child that anybody could have picked him up on the side of the road that day.
Absolutely.
Aw.
Anybody.
He did a great job. Yeah.
No, my sister, my oldest sister. You'd have
Was
to know
that
my mama.
was
Get
that?
that baby up. Pick the baby up from not becoming a missing child.
Well,
Yeah.
that was my oldest sister's first grandchild. So
So that was your sister's daughter?
yes. And
Yeah.
she's 4 years younger than I am. So we grew up like sisters. And
Yeah.
of course, I got married at 18. She got into drugs,
Yeah.
so, but just watch, keep an eye.
Absolutely.
You can do it.
Because, I mean, you
I
gotta
gave
take
her a
care.
plant. I gave her a plant, I was like, this is going to be great therapy. Keep this plant alive. The damn thing was dead like 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, well.
Oh God.
So much for that therapy.
You're like, well, thank God I started with the plant.
Right. I should have bought a plastic one and hell, it would have given her hope, that she was really doing something. But anyway, I'm going to be quiet for a minute.
You're good.
Why we're
She's
enjoying
so
you.
funny. You're so funny. Your stories are.
You just made me die.
Y'all look
You
at me
live the
now and
life. I love it.
you think I'm funny and so happy. Y'all, but 30 years ago, I mean, I had a man with the Crohn's disease, steroid rage before I think they knew it was like steroid rage,
Oh,
so don't think that, I mean, I look happy now. I'm just saying, hope to recover. You can do it. I mean, I was the girl that was standing there in Alger, Alabama, that had been held by a gun, and it's all right. It's all good. I don't have any kind of anything from it, but other than I lived through that shit. But that's not the thing. But I'm that girl, y'all. And like I said, in the 90s, if y'all remember Bad Boys. So I'm standing there, and it was a long story. The gun, my sister, the family, the cops were coming. I'm running down this road, and I'm standing there, and I look at myself, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I look like one of those girls on Cops. I am the girl on Cops. I'm not on drugs. I don't do drugs. But my shirt's ripped, and I've got like scratches, and I'm just like, oh my God, who is this person, And the light shining on you coming down that dark road. And like some crazy woman running down the road with my shirt up. And I'm like, that, and since that day, I was like,
bad boys, what you gonna
yeah.
do?
I was like, I ain't gonna be on cops anymore. This is it. I'm done with this. So I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm happy, but you can overcome it. Shit's happen.
Yeah,
Shit happens, but it doesn't define who you are.
that's right.
It's the
Right.
choices that you make, and that
Yeah.
choice to not fall
Change.
back in that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, we've all made bad choices at times,
yes,
we
that's
all have, but hopefully we overcome them.
yes, yes. As soon as Kim marries this asshole I've got in here that's asleep on my
Mother of
couch.
all gods of gods, I just want to fucking play with your cow.
But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. After I saw Heidi's son last night, mine may not be so cute, okay? Because Heidi's boy was adorable. I'm just kind of like, that boy is cute.
He was so cute.
But anyway,
He
So am
was.
I off the
He
hook
is.
now?
no, he's only 22. You're not going to Heidi's boy.
I mean your boy. Thank you.
Oh no, he's cute, but he's just not like that Adonis looking kind of.
I love that. The Adonis looking.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he's got that long curly hair and that beautiful face and
You
that
like
look.
the Fabio look from the 80s, that nice Fabio look?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's just a good looking, and he's only
Fabio.
22. When that
So what does
face
asshole
man's
look
on
like?
up, huh?
What does asshole look
Asshole's
like?
got kind of short hair and he's got a beard, but when he grows his beard out, it's just copper. It's like red. It just glitters. I would take the thing in there, but he worked
Have a
early this
redhead.
morning. Somehow he's ended up in there on my couch. I'm
Well,
not
get
real
his ass
sure.
up.
He was asleep. I had to go to town and everything, and then he worked real early and got off, and I babysit his dog, and he showed up and fell asleep.
You should go live sometimes.
I'm waiting on. He told me he'd come meet y'all. I told him all about Kim, and she was gonna call him an asshole. He's ready for you.
I'm ready for him, baby.
I know
Don't
you
worry.
are. I know you
It's
are.
been a long time.
I know. All right, I'm gonna be quiet for a minute.
No, you're the life of the party right now.
No, I just like to make. I just like for people to know that you can. Oh, honey, I got stories. I pulled up in a gang fight one time. I was leaving work, and all I saw was bicycles. It wasn't a big gang fight. I live in a small community. I'm sure where some of you live when I say gang fight. I'm talking about like elementary kids on bicycles.
Oh my God! Here I was seeing like Hell's Angels and stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's
Biker bar.
Like,
I needed to clarify. But I did. I whooped my car in there, and I was like, I got 911. I got 911, and I saw all these little bicycles start going. And this little boy, though, they were beating the mess out of him. I don't care how old they were. And then I got him, and I got him to his mama. And anyway.
Good for you.
No, I'm just telling you, I'm 61, so hell, I've done crazy stuff. This little boy one time, so I was leaving work, and he was just laying out in the middle of the road. Seriously, just laying in the middle of the road. So I go up there, and I was
like a little boy.
Yeah, well, I would say 8. I would say no, probably 9, because he was in elementary school, and I think he was in the 2nd grade. How old are second graders?
That's about 8, 9.
Something in there like that. And so he's just, and it's a neighborhood road. So I'm going through there, and he's just, I hope I can remember the story. So he's laying there, and I pull up, and I'm like, hey, buddy, what are you doing in the middle of the road? And he's like his aunt, he was at his aunt's house, and nobody was there. And he couldn't go home, and there was nobody there. And I went and knocked on the door, and nobody was there. I went to the neighbor's door, and nobody was there. Because I was like, oh my God, I got this kid and he wants to lay out in the middle of the road. You know what I'm going to do? So idiot me, I put the little kid in the car and I'm like, okay. He's like, you can take me to my other aunt's house. And I'm like, no, I'm taking you to the police station. that's, that's the only thing I know to do, you know.
Been a
We'll
bad
take you to
little
the
boy.
police station. Yeah. No, hell no. I ended up taking him to Sonic, getting him a milkshake, and then we went to his other aunt's house over in Newport.
As
Nobody
the
was.
police didn't blare.
My
trying to
husband's like,
find
my husband's like, do you know they probably had your tag number, you know, and they were coming after you for kidnapping this little kid? And I'm like, God, I know, honey. I didn't even. All I saw was this little boy. He just wanted to get run over because he didn't want to go home. He would rather. He was crying. I didn't make it as
That's
dramatic
sad.
as it was. He was dramatic, and his daddy was going to beat him, and he couldn't go home, and I couldn't take him to the police because his
Oh,
daddy
that's
was making
horrible.
blue bootleg DVD movie tapes, and if the
Oh my
police got
gosh.
involved, they would take him away. It was just all this
Oh,
stuff.
that's
And
heartbreaking.
so, yeah, so I was like, what the hell? Like I said, so we go get a milkshake, we go all over town.
God
And
bless
so,
you.
well, we ended up going by this church, and he said, I know that church. And I was like, you know, there's cars out there. So we go up into that church, and I've got him by his little hand. And so happened they were practicing basketball in there. And so this coach guy comes up to me and he goes like, hey, and I don't remember the little boy's name, Bobby. And he said, well, hey, Bobby. He said, you know, what you doing? And then I told him the whole story, and the basketball coach said, I've got that. And so he called his mom, and then I talked to his mom, and she told me thank you because this is like the third time this kid has done this.
That
Wow.
they said that he
Third time.
ran away.
Third time that this kid. And anyway, so long story short, the mom came, got him, and everything was good. But my husband was like, you kidnapped a kid. You
Yes.
kidnapped. What are you thinking, you know? You actually just
You were like,
kidnapped
I
this kid.
rescued a child and then just gave him a little bit
Yeah.
of treats before I said,
Yeah. And got him some Sonic milkshake and stuff, you know? But that's my
That's
kidnapping. The kids, I'm telling you all my kidnapping stories tonight. My niece, my nephew, and this little kid on the side of the road.
God love it though.
Aw.
It's great.
But anyway,
Yeah. I mean, something really bad could have happened to him, you know, laying in the middle
it
of the
could
road.
have. It could. And I can't say this was back in the 90s either, because this wasn't too
Did you
long ago.
did you guys see the mother who left her 5-year-old non-speaking autistic boy on the
Yes.
side of the road?
I did a video on it last
Yes.
night or this morning. I
Yes,
dropped
I
a
did
I
video.
saw it.
That's right. That's where I heard it. Duh.
I
Yes.
did see
Sorry.
that. Horrible.
Little baby, I swear to God. 75 miles away from
Yeah,
home.
she just walking and just shirt, pant, like she didn't care. She just, and then you see her from behind the cell and she's talking on the phone. I'm like, lady, there's nothing you can say to make this like better at all,
Nothing.
ever.
And the
I used to
dad, he was
threaten
a
my
loser.
kids. I used to threaten my
Yes.
kids I was going to drop them off right there and leave them.
Yes,
Never
but
did it.
you never did it. That's the
No.
difference. You know, threatening and, you know, trying to scare them or, you know, and doing something like that are two different things.
It's mentally unstable to me.
Yeah.
There is breaking news. Dawn, you're
What?
right. It just came up on my screen. There's a
What?
mall shooting in Texas, in Houston.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, shit.
Oh, jeez.
It's not every day anymore. It's every hour.
Tell me again, y'all. I missed.
A mall shooting.
Here it is. Law officer and suspect shot inside Plaza America in Southwest Houston.
Man.
The
Yeah,
officer
the officers are
has died.
killed and a suspect in custody.
That's got to be a big mall, right?
I guess Plaza America Mall in Southwest. I don't know. I'm a candidate.
It's not as big as like what a regular mall would be.
Oh,
No,
no.
last Saturday, my other daughter-in-law, other than Kim, works at our little McFarland University Mall here in Tuscaloosa, and we had a shooting at our mall just last Saturday
You just don't know
in the
what,
food court.
like, if you're
Oh.
going freaking shopping anymore, if you're going to come back. You know?
It's a lot of things, Justice. It's a lot of things. Shopping, going to see a concert, trying to go watch a movie, trying to go to school. Like I can't. I would be in constant fear and anxiety 24/7.
You know, my little
Yes.
girl always asked to go to the mall. She's like, Mom, can I go? Even on crutches, she just goes and hangs out in this one little area where all of her little friends work. And as her mom, I'm like, no, you can't. But
Yeah.
you really, I don't want to take that away from her. You know what I mean? We could
Right.
do that,
It's a
but
difficult. Yeah,
it's just difficult.
it is. It's like
Our mall is
The,
closed.
the Wilson Dallas, I saw that earlier. It just hasn't, I don't think,
like
gone
malls are
spread.
dying. They are literally
Oh,
dying.
yeah.
But where's kids gonna hang out? You know what I mean? I mean that's what you do
That's what I did
as a
when I hung
kid.
out. Exactly. Went to the
Yeah,
mall,
yeah,
sat in the food court, and just hung
yeah,
with your friends.
yeah. But
There's also a
now,
clear alert in Dallas. I don't know if you got that email, but I sent it to you.
What's a
what's a
clear alert?
yeah.
I was trying to save this because okay, they have now canceled it.
Oh, they canceled it.
There's several different
Did you hear?
alerts that I'm gonna email you this. Go ahead.
Did you guys hear about the Midland Christian school in Texas? Evidently, there's been hazing going on.
Yes, I just heard about that. 5 people were.
Oh,
Yes, go ahead. I know,
oh my
and they
God.
call it hazing. That wasn't hazing. That's essay.
Oh no, he was essayed, he was beat up.
Absolutely.
The people were cheering him on, but thankfully somebody reported it. They received a report. 8 days, they did nothing. Cops tried to come to get incident reports, and they refused to give them any documents. They got a warrant that day and received the documents that they had knowledge of this 6 days prior, and they did nothing. They arrested the principal, the assistant principal, and 3 coaches. Evidently, if you play sports in that school, you can commit murder and they'll cover for you.
What?
It's that bad. Yeah, there's people coming out and saying that they've been doing this for a long time. If you play football or you're in sports, you can do this and they'll cover for you. It's been going on for so long.
That's
And now they're digging
insanity.
into it and they're finding a lot of records of this kind of type of behavior. I can't imagine a Christian school hiding
Murder?
what this child went through, the brutality.
No, that's not a Christian school. That is something really horrible masked with a name.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree.
I believe 5 faculty was arrested. The fastest lawnmowers would go 98.
Yeah,
But
they did to what they did to that kid. Just horrible. Oh my God, he'll be in therapy for a long time. You don't. Essay is just people you don't understand. Like, and then oh man, like I said, it was hard to read the article. It was so difficult. I was just like, oh my God.
yeah,
If I was that boy's mother, I would just be. Oof.
I think
What
I'd be
was
in
the
jail right now. I'd be at that school and
bingo done.
no that nursery school that was run by that family? There was the mother and a son, and I can't remember the name of it, but that was a horrible story too. It was some years ago, but the whole family was involved in some type of sexual abuse of those children.
The father.
Yeah, it was a daycare. It was like a day, and it was a family-run daycare. I'm sorry,
She was a Spanish woman.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have had my Google phone ready, but
No,
I'm
it's
just saying it
That's
happens
fine.
and it happens and it happens and it happens and it happens.
He did it to all the kids, like boys,
something like
girls.
25 years or something. I think he was in the position for like over like what was that 20 years or 25 years or something.
Yeah, just horrible.
And this is what's heartbreaking. These are the only ones that we hear about.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
These are the only ones that actually like get caught and we hear about on the news. What about all the ones that they get caught and we don't hear about, or the ones that never get caught? Like that's what makes me really creep out. Is going
Really
Exactly.
scary. Yes, precious.
No, they always
Definitely.
get caught. They always get caught. Whether it's 5 years later or something, they always get it. I think people become stronger once they're away from them.
I did find that article about the it says about the boy in the freezer. I did find it. It came out this morning, and it said boy's body found in freezer after sibling gives note to teacher. Nevada cops
Yes.
say.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know.
So I did find that article, and that was released today.
It's craziness is what it is. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump off for a
Oh, I
little
just have to
bit.
give Karen's update.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, how's she doing?
She's not feeling good today. She has a little bit of a stomach bug, but she had to
Oh,
stay home.
I'm sorry.
She said on Friday her husband Michael is going to have a biopsy, and after that, they will decide what will they do.
Okay.
No.
Prayers for you, Karen. We're hanging in there with you.
absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Y'all be positive.
That's right.
Well, you know, I hate it when my friends leave me. I love my friends.
Well,
I
you
know.
Kim,
love
do you want me
me
to give you
feel
too.
my
the
phone number? And
same.
But my butt is numb. I've been here 3 hours and 13 minutes.
Me too.
My butt.
I'm like, I should
Hopefully we'll see
start
each
a
other
live
soon.
I'm sure we
long
will.
distance
all right,
call.
Kim.
Yes,
Kim, just
ma'am.
host the show a little bit. Go, Justin. We'll see you in a little bit.
She's
Kim, go
hilarious.
Hey,
ahead.
if y'all want to stay here, you're welcome
Kick
to.
yourself off the panel. Come back and check on your show in 3 hours.
Hey, if
Could you
y'all want to
imagine?
stay here, you're welcome
No,
to. I
I'm fine.
promise.
I'm good.
I don't know. Do you have anybody even watching?
Yeah, oh, yeah, there's
Yes, ma'am.
250 people.
Oh, Kim, you're up.
There you go. That's what I
He's
did.
hilarious. Oh my gosh,
That's
she's
what I
Great
did,
woman meets
Justice.
gay man to help her figure out how
Yes.
to take him.
Yes.
That's
Now I can talk about that.
Shit fire.
see,
I love
Justice,
you.
Good night, everybody.
you
Take
pick
care.
one person to talk about
All
stuff
right.
for an hour. You pick
What?
a new person. I said you let somebody. If you want to go away, step away, and we want to stay here, you say, "Okay, Kim, you're up. You handle it for an hour or so."
Well, you're welcome to. Anybody.
Yeah, but I don't like anybody being mean and hateful, and that's when I turn from Kim to Karen.
I know.
If you look in private chat, Tammy, if you look in private chat, you'll find my phone number in there.
Oh.
I got it.
Girl, you have messed up now.
Don't worry, I'll come back with some shit.
All
I'm getting
right.
ready
Well,
to
I'm
send
going to
Tim
go
the
look.
video.
Y'all have a great night. And do
Y'all have a great
remember,
You
it's going to get
too.
better. It'll
It
get better.
always
Justin,
does.
All right.
All
Bye,
right,
y'all.
guys.
Take
Thank you
care.
so much for joining me. Thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, just being here. I really appreciate every one of you.
Thank you for
Of
letting me vent and share and
Of
be a
course,
part.
Robin. Absolutely. Thank you for being here.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't hit the like button, I would appreciate it if you would. Greatly appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. God bless each and every one of you. Good night.